A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Five bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells. Move in immediately.
That's it. Let's go. Let's go. Firefighters. Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In just a moment, we'll join Chief Cody and Jimmy Collins in the antique shop of Lucius P. Darby, where they have made a startling discovery. Going there in an effort to intercept Mr. Darby before he left for the weekend, they found the shop dark and the old antique dealer apparently gone. But just at the last moment, Jimmy discovered Mr. Darby's dog inside the locked shop. And upon breaking in, they discover to their horror that Mr. Darby has accidentally locked himself inside the vault. Well, we'll join the Chief and Jimmy for the thrilling climax to this adventure right after this interesting message. Let's go, firefighters! Let's go to Lucius P. Darby's antique shop, where Chief Cody and Jimmy have gone to try to find evidence that will prove what they're already pretty sure of, that Mr. Darby stole the valuable jade snuff box, hid it on a fire truck, and then turned in a false alarm and had the fire department innocently deliver the stolen article to him. Breaking in after seeing Mr. Darby's dog in the locked-up antique shop, the Chief and Jimmy have made a startling discovery. A discovery they're led to by the strange actions of the dog.
Something's worrying that dog, Chief. Look, he keeps running over to the back of the room.
Yeah, he is agitated about something, all right. Keeps scratching at the vault here.
It's funny there's no sign of Mr. Darby. I wonder what...
Wait a minute. Did you hear that?
What is it, Chief?
A tapping. And it's coming from inside the vault.
Say, do you suppose...
Somebody's locked inside, Jimmy. It could only be Mr. Darby.
Gee, can we unlock it? He'll suffocate in there.
I'll try the handle. No, it's lock solid. Uh-oh.
What is it, Chief?
A time lock. And she's set for 9:00 a.m. 3 days from now.
3 days? He'll die before then.
He will if we don't get him out of there. Even a crook and a firebug like him doesn't deserve to die like this.
But how are we going to get the vault open? It's a foot thick. Look at this door.
Yeah, I know. It'll be a job, all right. A job for the rescue company. Oh, Jimmy.
Yes, Chief?
I'll go to the phone and call headquarters. Tell them to send rescue right away.
Well, sure, Chief.
And Jimmy.
Yeah?
Tell them to load in extra acetylene torch equipment. This is going to be a tough cutting job.
You mean you're going to try to cut a hole through the door with the...
Well, that's the only way, if we're to save old Darby's life. And get a move on, son. Time is mighty important.
With the fate of the man the Chief and Jimmy believed to be a thief and a firebug hanging in the balance, Jimmy goes to the phone and calls headquarters for the rescue company, the company to which his brother Tim is attached. Rushing into the back room of the little antique shop, Jimmy then finds the Chief kneeling before the locked vault.
Rescue's on the way, Chief.
Now, quiet, Jimmy. I'm trying to get Darby to answer my tapping.
Can you still hear him?
No, that's what worries me. He answered for a while and then suddenly stopped.
Gee, maybe that means he...
Well, there can't be much air in there. And when it's all used up...
Oh, gosh, poor Mr. Darby. Even though he did steal the snuff box, I hate to see him die like this.
Yeah.
Chief, isn't there anything we can do?
Nothing except cut through that door as soon as possible. And just hope that we're not too late.
Oh, here, let me tap on the door, Chief. Maybe he's still conscious. Huh?
Sure, son. But I'm afraid he's done for.
Mr. Darby! Mr. Darby!
There's no use calling, Jimmy. Those walls are so thick he couldn't hear you.
Oh, I guess not.
What a strange quirk of fate this is. Lucius Darby has spent his life laying up treasures by any means he could. Cheating, sharp dealing, stealing even. And now he's locked in with his treasure. And all the money in the world won't buy him the thing he needs most. A little air.
Oh, what a terrible way to die. Mr. Darby! Chief, he's answering.
You're right, Jimmy, he is. Sounds pretty weak. He must be just barely conscious.
Say, here comes the rescue company. Maybe we can save him yet.
Well, I'll go out and hail him in. We gotta work fast.
Hello, Chief. What's up?
Oh, hello, Tim. We got a tough cutting job on our hands. Old man locked in a vault.
Lucius P. Darby?
Yeah.
I've heard all about him and the stolen snuff box and the false alarm. So now he's trapped in his own vault, huh?
Yep, and likely to suffocate to death if we don't act fast. Get the cutting torch set up in front of the vault.
Yes, sir, right away. Mushnowski's setting up now.
Have you got plenty of cylinders of gas? This may take a lot of burning.
Yes, sir, brought some extras as you ordered, Chief.
Yeah, good. Well, come on in and I'll show you how I think we'll tackle it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hello, Mushnowski. Everything all set?
All ready, Chief.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Tim. Sure glad you got here. If you work fast, we may still be able to save him.
Well, we'll do our best.
Light your torch, Tim. Yes, and go to work on the lock. It'll take us a week to cut through the door itself, but if we can burn out the lock, I think we can crack her.
All right, sir. Give me a light, Mush.
There you are, Tim. Watch it.
Yep.
And hurry, Tim. I don't think Mr. Darby can last much longer.
Quickly, Tim, Mushnowski, and their rescue buddies go to work, using all the skill and knowledge they possess. Skill and knowledge that may now save the life of a man. It's an hour later, and they're still at it. The perspiration is streaming from their hands and face as they apply their white-hot torches to the vault lock.
How are you coming, Tim? Cut through yet?
Well, pretty near, Chief. Yeah, when we burn out this mechanism, I think the bolt will drop back and we can open it.
Good, good. I only hope it's not too late.
Yes, sir. Give me a little more gas, Mush.
Thanks, getting low, Tim. Do I switch it?
No, don't need but a little more. Yeah, just turn her up.
Right.
Those torches sure throw the heat.
Yes, sir.
Stand by with that extinguisher, Mushnowski. Don't want a fire to add to our troubles.
Yeah, that does it. Yes, sir. A bolt dropped right out.
Good work, Tim. Now we'll see if Mr. Darby is alive or dead.
Yes, sir.
Well, clear away your gear, boys, and then stand back, huh?
All cleared away, Chief.
Okay. Now that handle's red hot. Better use your asbestos mittens.
Yes, sir. Yeah, got him, Chief.
All right. Swing her open now.
Yes, sir.
There he is, all right. Mr. Darby.
Yeah. Stretched out on the floor. Get the insulator.
Say, he's moving. Mr. Darby, are you all right?
Oh, never mind, Mushnowski. He's coming too.
Hello, Jimmy. Chief Cody, I guess I owe you an apology.
You owe us more than that, Darby. You owe your life. If Jimmy hadn't discovered your dog...
Yes. Little fellow brushed against the board that was holding the door open. That's how I happened to get locked in. I'm deeply grateful for what you've done, gentlemen.
Well, that's all in the line of duty, Darby. And now that we've saved you, there's the little matter of the snuff box.
Yes. After what's happened, I feel I must tell you the truth. I did take the snuff box. I couldn't help myself. It was such a beauty. It's here in the vault.
Good. And the false alarm?
Yes, that too. I turned it in after hiding the box on the fire truck.
Just as you said, Jimmy. Well, Mr. Darby, I guess you realize this is a case for the police.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm just so grateful to be out of that horrible vault. It's like coming back from the grave.
Take him to police headquarters, Tim.
All right, Chief.
And you, Jimmy, you better be getting home. Mother Collins will be worried.
Oh, she'll be glad to learn we found the snuff box. Now we can get it back to Mrs. Wilcox.
Good, but you can take care of that tomorrow. Right now, I think we could all use a little sleep.
Well, thanks to the rescue company and the alertness of Jimmy, Lucius P. Darby lives, a sadder and wiser man who's ready now to pay for his crimes. The jade snuff box, which started this long chain of adventure, goes back to Mrs. Wilcox, who seriously needs the money it will bring. Now, there'll be another thrilling adventure involving Jimmy, Tim, and Chief Cody, Adventure with Mystery, as the Chief tackles the baffling problem of a series of mysterious fires in the next true-to-life episode of The Firefighters. In just a moment, Chief Bob Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But first, here's an important message. And now, Chief Bob Cody with a special notice for the Firefighters Brigade. Chief Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. Today's story involving an acetylene torch reminds me to remind you about a very important precaution to take when using an open flame of any kind. Now, most homes have a blowtorch or soldering iron torch in the workshop. Be sure when you or your father are using tools of this sort to keep them away from inflammable materials. And as a further safeguard, it's a mighty good idea to have a hand extinguisher close by, ready to use in case something does catch fire. For remember, what burns never returns. Well, that's all for now. Till I drop in again, so long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's roar! Let's go! Firefighters!
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is age. A-G-E.
Don't get personal, Fenneman.
Really?
You bet your life.
The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
What's he doing now? Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $6,000 for one of our couples tonight. We've gone this high only once before. I've been that high many times, but... well, it's a lot of money. Maybe somebody will win it tonight, huh? Let's hope so.
Groucho, just before we went on the air, we selected an aircraft worker and a man with an interesting job to be on the show, and here they come. Miss Betty Dormont, Mr. Jerry Hoffman. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, folks, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word. It's something you always have with you. Let's see now. Miss Betty Dormont and Mr. Jerry Hoffman, eh? Betty, may I ask your age?
Yes, I'm 24.
24, huh? How long have you been 24?
About 24 years.
That's a good answer, anyhow. It's baffling, but it's a good answer. Mr. Jerry Hoffman, where are you from, Mr. Hoffman?
Originally from the Bronx, New York, Groucho, but I've been here for 26 years.
Oh, well, then you're practically a native son, huh?
Yes.
You still root for the Bronx Bombers?
No, I don't pay much attention to baseball.
You don't, huh?
No.
You mean, in other words, you root for Cincinnati? Now, I understand you have a very interesting job, Jerry. Just what is it?
Well, I am in public relations, Mr. Marx.
Oh. Well, just how public are your relations?
Well, it's commonly called a press agentry.
Oh, you're a press agent, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, press agent can be pretty common, all right. What kind of agency address?
Well, I'm with Columbia Pictures.
They still in business? Huh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, very much so. There was a picture called The Marrying Kind were proved.
What is it called?
The Marrying Kind, with Judy Holliday and a new star, Aldo Ray.
Oh, that sounds like it ought to be a pretty good picture.
It's a wonderful picture.
Didn't Blake Granite have something to do with it?
He produced it.
Oh, well, he's a nice fellow.
Yes, very clever man. I will, thank you.
And you can have him, too. As long as... Now, Betty, do you mind if I talk to you for a while?
No, sir. I'd be happy to talk to you.
You would, huh? I didn't mean right here. I was thinking of later on. Perhaps after the show. Well, enough of that kind of thinking. Where do you work, Betty?
I work at Douglas Aircraft in the inspection department.
Well, what do you do there?
Well, briefly, we inspect inspectors.
What does the inspector inspect while you're inspecting the inspector? I think my needle's stuck. Huh?
Well, he inspects the airplanes.
And how much wood does a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck?
He inspects the airplanes, and we sort of follow him and pick up the squawks that he writes about the airplane.
Are you allowed to take any of these home with you? What do you do with these reports that you make?
Well, we compile them in statistics, and then they graph them in the front office. In front.
You say there's graphs in the front office? Seems to me that's where they need the inspector. Jerry, I'll call you Jerry.
Please do.
Kind of formal. Now, Jerry, I'm curious. You give new actors the big build-up. Now, pretend Betty here has just signed a contract, and she's brand new. Nobody ever heard of her. Now, what would you do with her?
Well, that's a large order, but not too large, considering that the girl has a lot of natural charm and a lot of natural attractiveness. They might want to change her hair. This is a matter for the front office to decide.
Is that where they change it, in the front office?
Well, they make the decisions on the glamour treatment.
I see.
But we may also suggest some changes. The basic job for the publicity department would be to make her name a household word.
You mean like Drano? Well, you're a very nice couple, and I think you're going to be very happy together. And I'd like to go on talking to you two all night, but we have so much money at stake tonight that we've got to get on with this. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $6,000 question. Right now, I'd like you to devote your attention to an important announcement.
Take the 5-mile trial.
Take the 5-mile trial.
Your DeSoto Plymouth dealer has mapped out a 5-mile trial course through stop-and-go traffic, over rough roads, and out on the open highway. A stern test for any car. And he invites you to get behind the wheel and drive the new DeSoto Fire Dome 8 over this course, so you can discover for yourself all the great new DeSoto features. As you drive along, you'll be able to feel the great power of the exciting new Fire Dome V8 engine. Power with smoothness never before achieved in any car. You'll feel the sure stopping power of DeSoto power brakes. In parking, and out on the highway, too, you'll feel new ease in steering. Why, DeSoto's sensational new full power steering takes literally all the effort out of steering. Makes turning the wheels as easy as dialing a phone. So tomorrow, stop at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers and ask to take the 5-mile trial in either the exciting new 160-horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the famous DeSoto Power Master 6. Find out why the new DeSoto is America's most talked-about new car. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car most like high-priced cars.
All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. Fire Dome Fenneman? Yes. This is Fire Dome Fenneman. Tell them the rules.
You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $6,000 DeSoto Plymouth question later in the show.
Clear? Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. From our list of 20 categories, you selected scrambled proverbs. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
1990 or 50 whiskey. Right. 1950? She would like 1950.
All right. What is this proverb? Where there is no speculation, there is no increase in value.
No risk. No.
There's no increase in value.
Oh, dear.
There is no speculation, there's no increase in value.
Where there is no speculation, there is no increase in value.
No risk? Isn't that awful? Oh, dear.
Oh,
that?
I know you know it, too. You were hanging right around it, Jerry. It's a nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Nothing gained.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, that's too bad.
You now have 50 cents.
Now, don't get discouraged. The big money is the $6,000. One week we had a couple here that won the chance at the big money, and they won $1. so I don't want you to get discouraged. Remember, you're going for $6,000. Now, how much are you going to bet this time?
50 cents.
The whole thing.
Yes.
All right, what is this proverb? It is inadvisable to peer into the oral cavity of a gratuitous equine.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
That's right. That's a much tougher one.
Well, you're climbing again. You have $1 now.
All right, now how much are you going to bet?
$2. $1.
$1.
He's going to borrow $1 from Mr. Hopkins. What is this proverb? During the absence of the domesticated feline, the rodents cavort.
When the cat's away, the mice...
Absolutely right.
You now have $2.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couple. How much are you going to go for?
$2.
The whole thing. All right, what is this proverb? A revolving boulder will not accumulate lichen.
Rolling stone...
Gathers no moss.
Well, they wound up with $4, Groucho.
Nobody leaves here with $4. I'm going to give you one question for $21, which will give you a total of $25. Now, get this right, and no coaching, please. It's a tough question. You ready? How many layers in a 3-layer cake?
3.
Right, 3 layers is right. Put it in. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We invited some insurance men to the program tonight, Groucho, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mr. Ross Harrison. His partner is a housewife, Mrs. Lucy Rankin. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to Your Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mr. Ross Harrison, you're the insurance man, eh? I could tell you were an insurance man because you've got one foot in the microphone already. Huh? Now, Mrs. Lucy Rankin, you're the housewife. Where were you born, Lucy?
Canary Islands.
Is that so? Mm-hmm. Could you fly a few times around the room? Where are the Canary Islands, Lucy?
Off Morocco.
You're off your rocker, did you say? Lucy, I'm not interested in your personal peculiarities. At this point, I just want to know where you were from.
Canary Islands.
Canary Islands. Mm-hmm. Did you meet Admiral Byrd down there? How did you happen to be born in the Canary Islands when there were so many other places to be born in? Were you throwing a wingding at the time?
No, my father was a mining engineer on the Gold Coast of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And Canary Islands are rather close.
Oh, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought the Canary Islands was near where Columbus came when he...
He did.
Well, that wasn't near Africa, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
I better go back to school again. I got everything mixed up. Now, Lucy, we've never had anybody on the show before who was born on the Canary Islands. Were you born in the regular manner, or did you hatch?
Well, regular manner, I guess. My mother was American, and the doctor was Spanish, and she couldn't speak any Spanish, and he couldn't speak any English. But I was born anyhow.
Lucy, that could have been disastrous. That Spanish doctor could have taken out your mother's appendix. Then where would you be? Riddle me that. Well, you're real cute, Lucy. You look like a nice guy. Are you married?
Sure.
Skip it. Lucy, since you were born in the Canary Islands, what kind of a citizen are you? Are you American or are you a canary?
Well, according
I thought you'd be more yellow. Are you American or canary?
Well, according to Spanish law, any child born in the Spanish territory is a Spaniard.
Mm-hmm.
But my mother refused to register me, have me registered as Spanish, and he refused to register me as English. So I'm miscellaneous.
You mean you were miscellaneous before you were married? Now you're miscellaneous. Well, let's talk to you, Mr. Harrison, about insurance. Looks like you could stand a little yourself after that cough you just threw there. You better take out fire and theft on that lung of yours. Now, before we go any further, I want to make it plain that I don't want to buy any insurance. Is that clear, Mr. Harrison?
I don't want to sell any insurance. Don't want to sell you any insurance.
I see. You regard me as a bad risk, eh?
I don't sell insurance. I just
why don't you want to sell me insurance?
I don't sell insurance. I just make adjustments.
Well, could you do something to my back here? Oh, my back. What kind of adjustments do you make?
Oh, we investigate all kinds of accidents, determine liability, and attempt to make a settlement.
Well, like what, for example? You'd have to be more specific. What kind of crooked hanky-panky do you get involved in your job? Nefarious.
You would be surprised how many aches and pains we can cure when we dispense that long, green folding money. People recover so rapidly.
It has charms to soothe the savage beast.
It's the most healing balm in the world.
I thought you looked a little shifty the minute you walked in here. Now, I don't want to be insulting, but how is it you're not in jail, Mr. Harris?
I don't commit the embezzlements. I only investigate them.
Oh, I see. What makes you suspicious in the first place? Do you just automatically regard everybody as a crook and work from there?
A good claims adjuster's almost clairvoyant. He can read a man by his shifty eyes, his nervous motions, his mannerisms of speech.
Well, I'm glad I don't fit that description. But in case you think I do, just remember, it takes a crook to catch a crook. I want to thank every crook in the audience. Well, you're a mighty interesting couple. And I want to give you a chance to win some real money. But before I do, I want to remind you to take a ride in the new DeSoto Fire Dome 8. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $6,000. Can't tell you how much you have to win, but Mr. Fenneman's going to remind our listeners.
The publicity man and his partner won $4, and the secret word is age.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. There are common expressions that you have heard and used many times. I'll give you a keyword, and you give me the whole expression. For example, if I said proud, you would reply as a peacock. Proud as a peacock. Is that clear? I don't know why you picked such an involved category. All right, here's your first question. How much of the $20 will you try? Talk up.
What do you think?
$19.80.
Honey, you're going for broke.
$19.80? Is that all right with you, Mr. Harris?
I don't agree with it. I'm conservative. I'm an insurance adjuster.
All right.
Let's put 5 on.
Oh, no.
Then go for broke.
All right, time to waste some, kids. Come on. Why don't you compromise and
go for broke?
What, 20?
20.
Okay.
You're going for the whole 20? Okay, here we go. The word is wise. What's the rest of the expression? Wise?
As a noun.
Wise as an owl is right.
Off to a great start. You have $40.
Remember, you're going for $6,000 tonight. How much of the $40 you're going to try this time?
$39.75.
$39.75, is that it?
$39.75.
$39.75. The word is pretty. What is the rest of the expression? Pretty?
As a picture.
That's right. Pretty as a picture.
You now have $79.75.
Here's your third question. How much of the $79.75 you going to risk?
79.
Go ahead.
79. The word is stubborn. What's the rest of the expression? Stubborn?
As a mule.
Stubborn as a mule is right.
You now have $158.75.
It's your last chance to be the other couples. How much you going to go for?
All
Shoot the word.
Shoot the word.
All right. The word is flat. What's the rest of the expression? Flat?
As a pancake.
That's right. Flat as a pancake. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Wait a minute. I haven't got it added up yet.
Oh, why don't we give him the $6,000.
No, you wind up with a grand total of $317.50.
Well, thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We have a married couple for you, Groucho. They were...
Merry-go-round, did you say?
No, we have a married couple for you. They were selected from our studio audience just before we went on the air because they have some interesting experiences to tell you. Mr. and Mrs. Cornelia Smith, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. Say the secret word and you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mr. and Mrs. Cornelia Smith, huh? No use flirting with you. You're married already, huh? Let's see, Mr. and Mrs. Cornelia Smith. And you're married? Mrs. Smith, what's your first name?
Grace.
Well, you're very attractive. May I ask how old you are?
30.
30. Well, you don't look it. And you're married to Mr. Smith, eh?
Yes.
Cornelius. Oh, come now. I can't call you Cornelius. What shall I call you?
Everybody calls me Corny.
That's a coincidence. That's what everybody calls me, too. Well, where are you from? Coney Island?
No, I was born in Fort Huachuca, down on the Mexican border.
I beg your pardon?
Fort Huachuca.
Have you tried antihistamine? Gracie, you have very pretty teeth. Atta girl. Now, where's your birthplace?
Baguio, Luzon.
You sound like you're in worse shape than he is. Baguio, Luzon? How do you explain your birthplace, Mrs. Smith?
My father was a major in the Army and stationed in the Philippines.
Oh, I see. Now, Coney, how do you explain where you were born?
Well, my father was in the Army, too. And he was stationed at Fort Huachuca. My mother was here, too.
That comes in pretty handy. How long did you live in that fort, Coney?
Well, about a year, Groucho, and then we went down to South America, to Venezuela, and to Colombia. And then back up to Camp Meade, and then to Camp Bullis, and then to Fort Sam Houston, and then to Fort Bliss.
Your father certainly kept moving. He must have been a private, was he?
No, he was a colonel.
Well, sometimes those colonels have to keep moving even faster than the private. If they don't, they might get drafted. I mean, for active duty. Coney, with all that Army background, I'm surprised you're not a general. How come you didn't join the Army?
Well, I went in the Marine Corps instead, Groucho.
You learned more about the Army than I thought you did, huh? Where did you bump into this charmer here?
I met her in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia.
That's up in Oregon, isn't it?
No, it's in the Middle East, Groucho.
Oh, yes, near Muncie, Indiana. Now, quit stalling, Coney. Where did you meet Grace?
I met her in Arabia. I was doing engineer work for one of the oil companies out there, and she was the secretary of the president of the company.
Arabia is a strange country, Coney, isn't it, for a couple of Americans? What did you do for entertainment over there?
Pretty much the same thing you do over here.
Now, don't tell me you played canasta every night. You better explain that, Coney.
Well, I mean, they have...
What happened? That's pretty dated. They don't say that anymore. They say, how about that?
They have movies, tennis courts, swimming pool, lots of parties going all the time. Mm-hmm. And those Arabian Nights aren't so bad, you know.
How are the daytimes?
Not too good.
Where did you get married?
In Cairo, Egypt.
Oh, well, that sounds like it.
Then we went to Europe on our honeymoons.
Mm-hmm. Where did you go in Europe?
Oh, we went to Greece.
Go behind the Iron Curtain?
No, into France and Italy and others. I don't remember them all.
You don't remember where you were? Well, I would say you had a real nice honeymoon. Do you remember where you went, Coney?
Sure.
American men are so romantic. That's what Zsa Zsa Gabor said. Well, Grace, now that you're back in America, what sort of work are you and Coney doing?
Why, he's doing sculpture in ceramics. He does American Indians, the Navajos, or Kachina dolls, little figurines about so high.
Mm-hmm. Is that anything like tangerines?
No.
Well, what do people do with these things after they buy them besides dust them?
Oh, they put them on sideboards and high boards and on whatnot shelves.
Wait a minute, what's a whatnot shelf? Huh?
Why, it's...
Is that a shelf made out of a whatnot?
Anything, I guess you don't know a name for it, you just call it a whatnot.
Well, I have a name for that, don't I? Why do people want these whatnots?
Well, they make good conversation pieces. It gives people something to talk about.
You mean they're not content to talk about taxes and the war and the election, the United Nations, or silly stuff like that, eh? They'd rather lose themselves in whatnots. I don't believe it. Who'd be silly enough to talk about a whatnot?
Well, we've been talking about them for a few minutes now.
Did you know that a camel can go 8 days without a joke? And this is a shining example. Well, you make a charming and a pretty witty couple, and I'd like to continue talking to you two, but it's time to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $6,000. Now, you run your $20, and they're more than our other couples. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners. You look like a pretty smart couple.
The lady from the Canary Islands and the insurance man lead with $317.50.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected largest cities of the countries of the world. You ought to be pretty good at that after that honeymoon you had, Corny. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? Talk up. Don't keep it a secret.
$19.99.
$19.99. What is the largest city in Chile?
Santiago.
Santiago is right.
Well, you're on your way.
Not to be.
You have $39.99.
Remember, you're going for $6,000 tonight. How much of the $39.99 are you going to bet?
Okay. $39.98.
What is the largest city in Morocco?
Casablanca.
Casablanca is right.
You have $79.97.
Here's your third question. How much of that are you going to bet?
Shoot the words.
Shoot the works? All right. What is the largest city in Romania?
Bucharest.
Bucharest is right.
You have $159.94.
And it's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to go for?
All of it.
Let's go.
All of it.
All of it. All right. What is the largest city in Switzerland? Talk it over.
It's either Bern or Zurich. Zurich.
Zurich is right.
And you'll wind up with $319.88, and that means that you people, in just 1 minute, get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $6,000 question. Here's a good tip for all of us car owners to keep in mind as we look forward to another busy season of summer driving. Make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. May is Vehicle Maintenance Month, and there's no better place to take your car for a safety inspection than a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Here, highly skilled mechanics trained in factory methods will see to it that your car gets a complete safety checkup. Brakes, headlights, wheels, tires, steering, windshield wipers, glass, horn, muffler, and exhaust. They'll see that everything is done to make your car safe and sound for the thousands of happy miles of driving ahead of you. And you'll be pleasantly surprised when you find how little this costs. Remember, make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. Drive in where you see the familiar sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And now, here's our winning couple, Groucho, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth.
I like the cut of your jib.
$6,000 question. Come on in, folks.
Well, maybe that honeymoon came in pretty handy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known all those cities. Here we go for $6,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully, and please no help from the audience. Here it is. If you'll remember, nectar was the drink of the gods on Olympus. For $6,000, tell me, what was the fabulous food of the gods that ensured them strength, power, beauty, and immortality? Talk it over. All right, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia's right. That's right, you win $6,000. Come on back. Plus how much, wait a minute. They won $6,000, and how much in the quiz, George?
Oh, I've completely forgotten that. $319.88.
That makes $6,398.63.
No, but it's close.
$63,1988, is that right?
No.
No, well, how
yes.
much?
I'm happy.
Gentlemen, you're fired. Get your fired homemade and get out of here. Well, what are you going to do with all that swag, kids? Another honeymoon?
I think maybe so. We've always wanted to go down to British East Africa, down to Nairobi and Kenya and Tanganyika. We haven't been down there yet.
Yeah, well, give them my regards. Well, congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life.
Thank you.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see DeSoto fire don't make tomorrow.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's pure as fine Castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen, our guest, William Bendix, a special visitor, Herbert Marshall, Jimmy Cash, the Swantet, and Felix Mills and his orchestra. And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, breakfast is just over at the Burns house, and George is about to leave for the office.
Oh, George, I don't think you ought to go to the office today. You don't look well.
Oh, I'm all right. A little tired. I worked late last night.
No, darling, it's more than that. You weak. Why, at breakfast you had to hit your boiled egg 4 times to crack it.
I did, huh?
Yeah. And when you're feeling your usual robust self, you only have to hit it 3 times.
Yeah, before I was married, I could crack them with my bare hands. Well, I better get started for the office.
No, dear. What you need is rest and nourishment. Now, you lie down while I go get a chicken and milk it for you.
You're going to milk the chicken?
Well, I would cream it, but all I have is milk.
Say, cream chicken. Sounds great, but I'd rather get to the office.
No, darling. You're going to rest right here in this den. Shall I bring down the flower pajamas I gave you for Christmas?
Oh, don't bother. They don't look good on me.
Oh, I think they're very becoming. Why, across the hips, the flowers look like they're just ready to burst into bloom.
Ah, never mind.
Oh, dear company. I'll close the door so nothing will disturb you.
Greetings, dear lady.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Bolingbroke. Well, how is your School of Culture and Dramatic Art coming along?
Alas, it no longer exists. Me landlady cast me forth from my lodgings.
Oh, too bad.
Yes, and one cannot teach culture on a park bench. Policemen and pigeons spoil the mood.
Wait, I have an idea. Why couldn't you use my house for your culture school? Who knows, it might become as famous as the Louvre, the Acropolis, the Palladium.
It's a splendid idea. But there is an insect in the ointment of culture. Your husband. For some obscure reason, he considers me a burden.
Oh, well, don't worry. We'll only hold classes while George is at the office. Now, you get whatever you need for the culture school, and I'll get rid of my husband.
Good luck to you, Mrs. Burns, and good riddance to your husband.
Why, George, haven't you gone to work yet?
Huh?
Let me see your tongue.
Ah.
Oh, it looks fine, not a bit bloodshot.
But, Gracie, a minute ago you said...
Put on your coat while I answer the door. Yes?
Excuse me, lady, but is this where the Gilhooleys live?
No. I'm sorry. You have the wrong address.
Okay, thanks.
Who was that?
I don't know, but he looked kind of familiar. Well, goodbye, George. Hurry to the office.
Do you really think I ought to go? I feel kind of dizzy. Maybe I've got something.
My father never missed a day's work in his life, and he had lots of things to make him dizzy.
I know. I married one of them.
Hi, folks.
Oh, hello, Bill.
You leaving, George?
I guess so. Bill, do you think I look my usual self this morning?
Well, no, George, you don't.
See, Gracie?
You look good.
Goodbye, funny man.
Oh, Bill, now that George is gone, I can tell you the wonderful news. I didn't want George to find out about it, so you're the first one I'm telling.
Why, Gracie, you're going to have a baby.
I am? Oh, Bill, that's better news than I have for you. Well, when do you think it'll be?
Well, wait a minute, Gracie. Isn't that what you were going to tell me?
Oh, no.
Oh. Well, what is the news, Gracie?
Well, Nigel Bolingbroke and I are opening a school of drama and culture.
Oh, really? Well, say, maybe I could teach diction.
Oh, are you good at that?
Well, Grace, I don't want to brag, but just yesterday, one of the biggest radio announcers in this town came to me to help him with his voice.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he said,
Bill, old friend, my sponsor is unhappy. Show me how you say Swan, the new white floating soap is 4 soaps in one. The soap for your hands and face for bathing the baby, and the soap for your dishes and light laundry. Show me that, Bill.
Oh, the poor man. Did you help him?
Well, when I got through with him, he was talking like this. Swan is a great wartime bot. When you wash the dishes with a Swan, you get heaps of suds. Suds so gentle, so mild, you don't have to worry about rough red dish panty hands.
So he talked like that on his program and the sponsor was happy, huh?
No, the sponsor fired him. He was supposed to sell coffee.
Now, Bill, I'm afraid you won't do as a teacher.
Well, okay, Gracie. Oh, by the way, before I go, do you know the Gilhooleys in this neighborhood?
Well, now, that's funny. There was another man here asking for them.
Well, that must have been William Bendix. He's trying to locate these friends of his from Brooklyn.
William Bendix, the movie star?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, and I practically slammed the door in his face. Oh, the poor man. From the looks of his face, it's had lots of doors slammed on it.
Well, you know, Gracie, Bendix is really a swell guy. I worked with him in the picture Wake Island. You remember that big, dumb Marine?
Yeah, I thought you were very good.
No, he was the big, dumb Marine.
Oh, yes. Say, Bill, wouldn't William Bendix be a wonderful guinea pig for our culture school?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, if we could make a suave, sophisticated leading man out of him, we'd be famous.
You'd be magicians. He doesn't go for that culture stuff, Gracie.
Well, maybe I can get him interested. Oh, excuse me, Bill.
Look, lady, are you sure you don't know where the Gilhooleys live? I'm just dying to talk to somebody from Brooklyn.
Well, come right in, Mr. Bendix.
You mean you're from Brooklyn?
Well, they call me Green Purse Gracie.
Well, hallelujah!
Our young tenor, Jimmy Cash, with a brand new popular ballad, So Good Night. James?
good night. Nothing more left to say when day is through. My dreams will all be of you. So good night. As I write, I can try to imagine you are here, but only dreams bring you near. So good night. After I close my eyes, memories pass me in review, each one recalling just how you said, darling, I'm yours forever. So good night. With a heart full of love, I'll dim the light and dream you're holding me tight. So good night.
William Bendix is the ideal pupil for her School of Drama and Culture. So she has lured him into the house by pretending to be from Brooklyn.
Gee, lady, it sure is great to meet somebody from Brooklyn.
Oh, yes, the motherland.
Yeah.
Such a lovely place with its trees and its flowers and its little flat bushes.
Yeah, you said it kissiful, lady. What memories? Eating weenies and kraut from a push cart, while the new moon caresses the Navy Yard.
You make it sound like poetry, Mr. Bendix.
Oh, I don't take no credit. Brooklyn brings out the poet in anybody that's human.
And you are, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, enough about Brooklyn. Let's talk about you, Mr. Bendix.
Okay, that's an interesting subject.
How does it feel to be such a flop in pictures?
Oh, I ain't doing so bad.
Well, the folks back home are disappointed in your playing a cab driver. They'd rather see you as Romeo or Madame Curie.
Oh, I couldn't play them. They was foreigners.
Just the same, the home folks feel that you've let them down. And they don't feel that way about Ronald Coleman.
Gee, is he from Brooklyn?
One of the oldest families.
Well, that's funny. I never run into him in none of the saloons.
And Brooklyn is mighty proud of Walter Pigeon.
Him, too?
Sure.
You don't say.
You see, Mr. Coleman and Mr. Pigeon are successful because they're cultured Brooklyn gentlemen.
Yeah. They make out pretty good with the dames, too, huh?
Oh, are you interested in women?
Oh, yeah, they could very easily become a hobby with me.
Well, why do you suppose Charles Boyer always gets the girls?
Politics?
No, because he's a cultured Brooklyn gentleman.
I thought he was French.
That's right, from the French Quarter of Brooklyn. The left bank.
The left bank?
Yeah. Yeah, the other side of the Canarsie Swamp.
Oh, yeah. A lovely spot.
You could get the girls, too, if you'd brush up on culture. Now, for instance, I'll bet you blow on your soup.
Well, sure, but strictly proper. I never blow on it toward me.
Ronald Coleman doesn't blow on his soup at all.
Fans it with his bread, huh?
Mr. Bendix, you do need culture. Wouldn't you like to become a gentleman?
Lady, I'm a gentleman to the tip of my toes.
Well, maybe, but from there up you need plenty of work.
I do, huh?
Yeah. Now, for example, what would you do at a party if a young lady held out her hand to you?
I guess I'd bite it.
Ronald Coleman would kiss it.
Well, he ain't as lonesome as I've been.
Yeah, you better enroll in culture school right away.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Where is this seat of higher learning?
You're sitting on it.
This is the school?
Yep. We have a course that's guaranteed to make the average man a gentleman in a week.
Well, do you think you can make me a gentleman in a week?
Well, it might take a little longer, but don't worry, the months will fly by.
Well.
Come in.
'Tis I, dear lady.
Oh, come in, Dean Bolingbroke. I want you to meet our student, William Bendix.
Well, well. Our first seeker after knowledge.
Hiya, Dean. Do you think you can make me a Ronald Coleman?
My boy, we shall plant in you the flower of culture. It's up to you to make it bloom.
Oh, I'm sure it'll bloom beautifully in Mr. Bendix. He's a perfect pot.
Thank you.
And now, my dear scholar, shall we discuss that little matter of the enrollment fee, shall we?
Oh, you mean dough?
Yes, dough, as you so delightfully put it. Naturally, you want to enroll for all our courses.
Oh, sure, I'll take everything you got.
It's mutual. Now, just count your money slowly into my palm.
Okay. 10.
For elocution.
20.
For rhetoric.
25.
For poise.
30.
For elocution.
You said that.
That was compound elocution. This is complex.
Oh, well. I guess that's the bundle. Wait a minute. Hold on. Here's a buck I didn't see.
You may keep that for your honesty.
Thanks, Dean.
Not at all. You show great promise, dear pupil. I predict that you will make the Hall of Fame. And I didn't make a bad haul myself. Farewell, friends.
Oh, no, wait, Mr. Bolingbroke. How about Mr. Bendix's culture lesson?
Well, there isn't time today. If your husband comes home and catches us running this culture school, he'll skin us alive.
Oh, dear, that's right. And we haven't got the skin to spare like he has.
How true.
Oh, Mr. Bendix, you better come back tomorrow. Goodbye.
Well, gee whiz, I paid my dough. I want a lesson.
Mrs. Burns, I suggest we step into the next room and hold a faculty meeting. Excuse us, Mr. Bendix.
Gee, if the folks back in Flatbush could only see me now. Me in a culture school.
Hello.
Hello.
Aren't you William Bendix?
Yeah, what?
Oh, nothing. I'm a little surprised to see you here.
Well, you look a little out of place yourself.
Out of place? I live here.
Gee, she ain't made you much like Ronald Coleman. She? Yes, the little dame, your daughter.
She happens to be my wife.
Oh, well, I'm your new student.
Student? Look, where is my wife?
She's in there.
Well, excuse me.
Why, George, you're not supposed to be home this early. Hello, dear.
Bolingbroke, what are you doing here?
Leaving. Goodbye.
Gracie, what's William Bendix doing in the living room? He says he's a student here.
Is that all he told you?
Yes. If he's a student, who's his teacher?
You.
Me? What do I teach him?
Singing.
Oh, stop.
Oh, it's true, darling. You've been the talk of Hollywood since you sang at that party the other night.
Well, I did kind of make a hit, didn't I?
Oh, yes, dear. When you sang the desert song, you were so believable. All the sand and gravel of the desert seemed to be right in your throat.
My desert is calling. Oh, come back to me.
Oh, my sheep.
So that's why Bendix is here. Wants me to teach him to sing.
Sure.
You know, Gracie, when I walked in here, I half expected you to make up some kind of a lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're cute.
Time for Felix Mills and his orchestra. And tonight with the Swantet, an old favorite that's back in favor now, My Ideal.
never find the girl in my mind, the one who is my ideal. Maybe she's a dream, and yet she might be just around the corner waiting for me. Will I recognize the light in her eyes that no other eyes reveal? Or will I pass her by and never even know that she is my ideal?
George and Bendix apart so that George won't find out his home has been turned into a culture school.
Well, I'm going in to show Bendix how I sing.
Oh, no, you can't, dear. You see, when you sang the desert song just now, you didn't sound right. The gold was missing from your voice.
No gold at all?
Well, it was tarnished. Some of the notes you sang were sort of green.
Gee, I thought I sounded swell. My desert is calling.
No, I'm sorry,
well, maybe,
dear. No. But I'm very sensitive to the quality of your voice. When its bell-like tones are perfect, my whole body quivers.
And it didn't quiver then?
No, only my left leg twitched a little.
You mean I'm slipping?
No, I'm sure it's nothing permanent. Just this morning you were superb when you sang in the shower. Oh, I love the way you kept tuned to the rhythm of the drum beats.
What drum beats?
The water bouncing off your stomach.
Oh, that.
Showers seem to help your voice. Why don't you go up and take another shower now? A nice long one.
But, sweetheart...
Oh, please, George. Wash yourself back into shape and then show Mr. Bendix how you sing.
Well, okay. I want him to hear me at my best. Just tell him I won't be long.
All right, dear. Oh, I'm sorry I left you so long, Mr. Bendix, but my husband is home now, and I'll have to give you your culture lesson tomorrow. Goodbye.
But, gee, lady, I want to go out stepping tonight. Couldn't you just slip me enough culture to get anyhow an ugly dame?
Well, maybe a short lesson, just long enough for a shower.
What's that?
Oh, nothing. Now, we'll pretend that we're Hollywood's two most charming and sophisticated personalities. You'll be Ronald Coleman, and I'll just be myself.
Okay.
Now, you're serving me tea, and you just say whatever you think Mr. Coleman would say.
All right. A saucer of tea, Madam Ship.
Cheerio.
Lemon?
Quite.
Crumpet?
No, just squeeze it.
Spoon?
Oh, let's have our tea first.
Pip.
Been hunting today, Ronald?
Constantly.
How was the hunt?
It stunk.
You didn't catch a fox?
No, they wasn't biting.
How dreadful.
Beastly. Well, how am I doing?
Oh, you were wonderful. If it wasn't for a few things like your face, I'd have sworn you were Ronald Coleman.
Hiya, Gracie.
Hello, Bill.
Bendix, are you still here?
Mr. Goodwin, you are now looking at the Bendix that all the women want.
Well, you are built a little like a washing machine.
One more dirty crack and I'll kick your teeth in.
Oh, Mr. Bendix, remember your culture. You should say one more uncouth remark and I'll kick your teeth in.
Oh, yeah. You see, Goodwin, this little lady has molded me into a Ronald Coleman.
Really? It doesn't show.
Oh, Bill, I think he definitely looks molded.
Gracie, will you bring me a towel?
Oh, George is out of the shower. You boys better leave. Mr. Bendix, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye. Well, Goodwin, now that I'm cultured, I ought to get plenty of things.
Now look, Bendix, if you want to get somewhere with listen to me. Now, let's say that you have a beautiful woman in your home.
Well, that's already further than I ever got before.
Well, now first you want to show her that nothing's too good for her, you see. So you open the bar and you tell her to help herself.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, her eyes will light up and she'll say, "Oh, Mr. Bendix, for me? That whole bar of Swan?"
Bar what?
Swan. That's the new white floating soap. Women are crazy about Swan because it's 4 soaps in 1. Great for their hands and face or for bathing the baby, and tops for dishes and light laundry. Swan is 4 swell soaps in 1, a great wartime buy.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me I can get beautiful dames with Swan soap?
For sure.
Holy smoke, and I've been wasting that stuff taking a bath with it.
Well, no, Bill, that's not wasting it. A Swan bath's wonderful. Even babies love those mild as May Swan suds. Swan's pure as fine cast seals. And say, if Swan is that mild, that pure, you couldn't ask for a better soap for your complexion.
Well, yeah, but what about this beautiful dame I got in my home?
Yeah.
She's standing there clutching a bar of soap. Now,
What now? Well, now you take her in your arms, Bill, and you squeeze her.
Yeah. Yeah.
One little squeeze does it. The bar of Swan breaks in 2.
Huh?
And you put half in the bathroom for your hands and face tub or shower and half in the kitchen for your dishes and light laundry. Then you send the dame home.
Send her home?
Oh, my goodness. Haven't you boys gone yet?
Well, we were just...
It's too late now. My husband's on his way down to give you a singing lesson.
Singing lessons? But Ronald Coleman doesn't sing.
But think how many more women you'll attract if you talk like Coleman and sing like Sinatra. Oh, well, you can be a new and different Sinatra. The microphone can lean on you.
Gracie, George is giving singing lessons?
Well, yes. Why, if it weren't for him, Frank Sinatra wouldn't be where he is today.
George?
Sure, he found an apartment for him.
Well, Bendix, I'm ready for your singing lesson. Now sit down and I'll show you how you'll sound after 5 or 6 years of hard study.
I ain't got nobody. Nobody cares for me.
Including me. Goodbye, George.
I'm so sad and lonely, baby. Won't somebody take a chance with me? Ba-doo-doo-doo.
Oh, you see how he closes his eyes, Mr. Bendix?
Yeah, he's closing the wrong thing.
I'll sing sweet love songs all the time. If you'll be my baby, then you'll be mine. I ain't got nobody, babe, and nobody cares for me.
Well, Mr. Bendix, when you learn to sing like that, you'll get plenty of women.
Lady, the dames I could get with a voice like that I wouldn't want. So long.
You'll get closer about 10 years.
George and Gracie will be right back, so I've only a few seconds to remind you that whether you're a pin-up girl or a grandmother, your complexion deserves the purest, mildest soap that money can buy. You want a soap that's pure as fine castiles. You want Swan. You want a soap that's so mild it's kind to even a baby's tender skin. Again, you want Swan. Yes, and you want a soap that'll give you a thick, rich lather at the touch of a hand. So, sister, you really want Swan. And when you get Swan, remember, it's also great for the baby and perfect for dishes and light laundry. So put your wartime pennies on a 4-time winner, the new white floating soap, Swan. Now, here again are George and Gracie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us tonight a very dear friend of ours you all know and admire, who has an important message for us all.
May I present Herbert Marshall.
In the past 5 years in this country, 50,000 persons have been stricken by infantile paralysis. Thousands of these victims, most are little children, are still crippled. They need care, which you can help to give them by joining the fight against infantile paralysis. The National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis needs your dimes and dollars now to care for those already crippled and to check future epidemics. Send your dimes and dollars to President Roosevelt at the White House. Address your contributions to the White House, Washington, D.C. Join the March of Dimes and do it today.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Marshall. Good night, sir.
Our guest tonight, William Bendix, is now heard in his own radio program, The Life of Raliegh. His next motion picture will be The Hairy Ape. The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune into your Columbia station again next Tuesday, same time, when we will have as our guest Paul Henry. The following week, William Powell. Remember George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS, next Tuesday night. And now, till next Tuesday, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I, Swan, how about you? Good night, everyone. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
KNX, Columbia Square, Los Angeles.
The Amos and Andy Show. A full half hour of entertainment with all the Amos and Andy characters, plus Bud Gruskin and his orchestra, and those famous Delta Rhythm Boys. Let's look in on the home of Mr. and Mrs. George Stevens, better known as the Kingfish and Sapphire. The time is noon. All morning, Sapphire has been cleaning up the house, and as the clock reaches the noon hour, she is about to go in and perform her most difficult and unpleasant job of the day.
George, dear, time to get up. I'll tickle him behind the ear with my finger.
Oh, flies. Get away, flies.
Georgie, dear, open your eyes. I'll run my fingers through his hair.
Don't cut it too short. Just use the clippers on the side.
George, get up. Well, I'll give him the ice water treatment. Where's that pitcher? How do you like this, George Stevens?
Coney Island. The water's fine. Come on in, everybody. I tell you, Andy, my wife threw me out of the house this morning, and I was sick all night long.
Was you very sick?
Oh, must have been, because I perspired so much. When I woke up, my nightgown, the whole bed soaking wet. Must have been a cold sweat, too. There was some ice cubes in bed.
Well, I'll tell you something, Kingfish. I can't understand women.
I wish somebody would explain them to me. Sapphire told me again today my association with you is the cause of everything.
Well, Sadie Simpson.
Yeah, what you doing here, Sadie?
Just on my way home. Been shopping in department stores all day. Isn't my dog barking?
Tell me this, Sadie. Is it true that business has fallen off in the stores right now?
I don't know. Something's happened, because them salespeople is getting politer by the minute.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. I asked one of them a question, and you know what? She answered it.
Let me sit down here and rest my feet. My puppies is really barking and yelping with it.
Yeah. That them feet of yours ain't holding up no junior miss, you know.
What you talking about? I want you to know that I stepped on a scale in front of a store today, and the scale read 136.
Now, wait a minute. 130.
Who said I had both feet on there?
Hey, tell me this. What do you really weigh, Sadie?
Well, I did get on the scale with both feet, and I dropped a penny in, and a little card come out.
Yeah, what did it say?
I looked at it, and it said on the card, ay, ay, ay.
Well, Sadie, did you hear the news? The Kingfish and Sapphire is at it again.
Kingfish, I just finished talking to your wife, and that's why I stopped by here. When I left her, she was getting ready to write her mama about the way you was acting.
Write her mama? That's a fine thing. If my papa could see how Sapphire treats me, he'd turn over in his grave. If he could see how she nags at me, he'd turn over in his grave. If he could hear how she always hollering at me, he'd turn over in his grave.
What's the old man buried in, a revolving door?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It must be some way that they can get themselves straightened out.
Look at here. I got an idea.
Uh-huh.
There's a radio program on the air that straightens out married couples that have an argument. The man that does it is named John J. McGuire. Why don't you and Sapphire get on the radio and let the man straighten you all out?
Oh, that's a great idea, yeah. Say, I'll get Sapphire to go on that program with me. Yeah, that's good. Tell me, Sadie, this program that helps with married life, do the advice straighten out married couples?
Oh, sure. I know a couple that's been back 5 times.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Court of Marital Troubles continues. We present our next case, Mr. and Mrs. George Stevens.
Oh, that's us, Johnny. Come on, Sapphire.
Well, Mrs. Stevens?
It's all her fault, Johnny. She always nagging.
Just a minute. Let's let Mrs. Stevens speak first.
No.
Go ahead, Mrs. Stevens. What is your marital problem?
Mr. McGuire, my husband is lazy. He's a loafer. He sleeps all the time, and he won't get a job. I can't get him to go to work.
I'm busy working all the time.
Well, maybe your trouble is a financial one. Now, Mr. Stevens, tell me, how much money is left on your weekly paycheck after the government deducts its withholding tax?
After the government, when they start doing that?
You say you have quite a few arguments?
Yeah, but she's just like a mama. She argues all the time.
Ah, now we're getting to the root of it. How soon after your marriage did your mother-in-law come to live with you?
Well, I don't remember exactly, but I'm the only groom in the world that ever carried 2 women over the threshold. I know that.
That's not true, Mr. McGuire.
Your Honor, the man that said 3 on the match is bad luck ought to try 3 on the honeymoon once. And speaking of honeymoon, I never will forget, the hotel was crowded, so my wife and the mother slept at Niagara Falls, and I slept in Toronto.
Mr. Stevens, your wife seems to blame you for this unhappiness in your household.
That's a prefabrication. That's her fault. That's all her fault.
George Stevens, you're nothing but a low-down...
No names, please.
No names on it.
Mr. Stevens, I personally think that when it comes to being charming, you are decidedly inept.
I'm not inept. I just inept as the next guy he met her. That's what I am.
And another thing, he associates with a bum called Andy Brown, and he's getting more like Andy every day.
I is not. I'll never be the bum that he is.
I'm awfully sorry, but our radio time is up now. Mr. and Mrs. Stevens, the sponsor of the Court of Marital Troubles, wishes me to present you with their product, this large-sized bottle of Supreme Aspirin. It's free. Here is a year's supply.
Well, the way my wife nags at me, that'll be gone in a week.
Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Stevens. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Come on, Sapphire, let's get out of here.
I'm going to tell you something.
If I had a glass of water, I'd take 2 or 3 of these Supreme Aspirin right now.
George, I done reached the end of my rope.
Well, now, wait a minute.
I done stood all I can stand. George, this is the end.
Oh, honey.
I ain't fooling. George, I'm going home. I'm going to pack my things, and I'm going back to Mama. I'm through.
Oh, honey. Now, listen, Sapphire. Can't we talk it over? Let's talk it over before you tell me you're through. Why can't we sit together and figure whether this is the right thing to do? I hate the thought of spending nights all alone, missing the thrill of nights that we've known. Can't we talk it over before it's over? Before you whisper goodbye forever, let's talk it over, dear.
Now listen, George. We were so in love the day love started. Who would think that we would soon be parted?
I just can't believe it's true, Sapphire, dear. I make this appeal to you. Can't we talk it over? Let's talk it over before you tell me you're through. the thought of spending nights all alone, missing the thrill of nights that we've known. Can't we talk it over, baby, before it's over? Before you whisper goodbye forever, let's talk it over, dear.
Oh, I tell you, Henry, me and my wife ain't getting along at all.
Well, all of us married couples has our little difficulties. Now, my wife has the distinction of possessing a rare combination. She's got a strong will and a stronger left jab.
You got a little of it, too, huh?
Oh, yes. You know, I myself was forced to take out personal household collision insurance.
Sure enough.
And frankly, we just finished one of our little tete-a-tetes, and I don't feel any too strong.
Yeah, you want an aspirin, Henry? I got 5 left.
Well, what seems to be your marital conglomeration, Kingfish?
Well, my wife blames me blames all of it on my association with Andy.
Mm-hmm.
So I done promised her that I'm going to break up with Andy. And that's what I'm waiting for now.
Well, if you've got to lose a friend, Andy's a good one to lose, as I know of.
Oh, I'm going to tell him cold turkey that I don't want to see him no more, don't want to be with him, I don't want to talk to him, just busting up.
Well, Andrew Brown.
Just a stranger I want to see.
Kingfish, I done been to see my lawyer. I'm going to sue you up one side and down the other. I heard that radio program last night. You said I was a bum. And my lawyer say I can sue you on the grounds of information of character.
Now, wait a minute, Andy. How can you do a thing like that to a pal? I just telling Henry here, of all the people in the world that I love, want to be friends with, it's you. Yeah, we got to be lifelong buddies.
So why'd you call me a bum? Oh, my lawyer tells me I can get you for slander. I can get you for libel. I'm taking you to court, Kingfish.
Well, now, just a minute. There must be some illegitimate way of settling this out of court. You know, Andy, suing the Kingfish for what he's got doesn't promise very much.
Yeah, suing me ain't going to help you none, old pal. Partner deal, lifelong friends.
But I want to clear the good name of Andrew H. Brown.
Clear your good name. You better get yourself a bottle of ink remover, go down to the police station and pour it on the records if you want to clear yourself.
Calling me a bum. That's fringing on my character. That's personal.
I'll call you a bum. You can't sue me for that. That information's in public domain. Don't tell me what.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Now, call me a bum stand on a corner is one thing. But it's something else when you say it on the radio and I get to be a nationwide bum.
Well, now, listen. That program that you was on, Kingfish, is only local. The information is only broadcast here in the community where we live.
Yeah, that's right, Andy.
Oh, well, that's all right then. The only people that hear that is my friends around here, huh?
Oh, yeah, ain't nothing nationwide about you. You was a local bum,
Yeah, well, now, that put a different angle on the thing.
Well, I'm glad to know your difficulties are straightened out. I'll see you later. Goodbye, boys.
So long. Andy, ain't no use tell you about it, but my wife's liable to leave me.
Well, ain't it something that you can do, buddy?
Yeah, I wish I could get some help somewhere.
Well, hi, Shorty.
Come in, Shorty.
Well, look who's... I'm glad to see you. But cook... Hiya, boys.
Shorty, something is going to happen. The Kingfisher's wife is going to leave him.
Oh, congratulations, Kingfish.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Shorty. She nags at me. She argues with me. She beats me. But I don't want her to leave me.
She beats you and you don't want her to leave? Kingfish, you ought to be psychoalkalized.
No, I tell you, Shorty, I was really worried about her leaving him.
You know something? I was engaged to a gal once, and we were splitting her. And then she sent me a book for me to read so I would understand the woman's side of it.
What was the name of the book?
Miracles with Mink.
Did you give her some fur?
Oh, yeah. I sent her a fur scarf.
Mink?
No.
Leopard?
No.
Bobcat?
Clothes. Alley.
Well, the Kingfish don't know what to do to keep his wife from leaving him, Shorty.
Yeah, well, Kingfish, you ought to send your wife flowers.
Flowers? But, Shorty, she's still living.
Oh, Kingfish, what you talking about? You got it all wrong. A husband don't have to wait till his wife is dead to send her flowers.
He don't, huh?
Oh, no. You can send them to her when she's sick in the hospital.
Shorty, you has got an idea. I'm going to take her some flowers. I'll take her candy, too. I'll take her both of them at the same time. Oh, let's see. How can I get that money now? Where? I'll get that money some way, though.
After that, you won't have a worry in the world.
Well, there is one little thing that worries me, Shorty. My pal Andy here is mad with me because I said something about him on the radio.
Oh, who listens to the radio? Nobody will hear that. That'll never be heard by a soul.
Oh, good. So long, Shorty.
So long, Kinsey.
So long, Shorty.
So long, bum.
Well, here's the flowers and candy, costing me $2.75. Leave I'll hide him behind the sofa and then get her to come in the parlor, and then I'll surprise her with him. Yeah, I'll put him right back here. Oh, Sapphire, dear.
Oh, hello, George. I didn't know you was home.
Honey, I got a surprise for you.
George, what happened to that $2.06 I had hid in the sugar bowl?
Oh, well,
George, you got a guilty look on your face, and I know you took it. That money was to buy food for the night's supper. If you spent it for anything else...
No, honey, no. That's just what I spent it for, food for the night's supper.
Oh. Well, what is we going to have for supper, George?
Chocolate chrysanthemum souffle. Well, come in, Gabby. Where you been?
Yeah, ain't seen you for a couple of days.
Hello, Kingfish. Hi, Bum. Been on jury duty, boys. Jury duty. I've been on quite a jury, too. 11 women, and I was the only man.
11 women, and you was the only man, huh?
Yeah, we was locked up all day.
Yeah. How'd you like that jury duty, Gabby?
Lovely.
While you and the 11 woman was locked up there, how did you decide the case?
Is that what we're supposed to do in there?
Yeah.
Listen, Gabby, the Kingfish and his wife are fighting again.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sure, I'm sorry to hear that.
Gabby, in your law work, you has had a lot of experience with this kind of stuff. What is the best way for a husband and wife to keep from fighting?
Well, one thing, Kingfish, tell your wife that when she gets mad at you, count up to 10. Just count up to 10, that's all.
You think that'll do it, huh?
Oh, you'll be perfectly safe.
I will, huh?
Yeah, but when she gets to 11, duck.
Say, Gabby, look here. I gotta have happiness at home. My wife is at me all the time. How can we be happy?
Not but one way to handle it, Kingfish. Not but one way. You has got to be the master of the house, the complete master.
Sure enough.
When a man goes in the cage with the lions, them lions can't know that he's scared of them. He's got to be the master. And you got to go home and be the master of your house. Speak right up, just like a lion tamer.
Yeah, I'll go home like a lion tamer. I'll be the master. I'll let her know who's boss.
Yeah, this might turn the trick.
Gabby, this might do it. And if your suggestion works out, she might love me and never let me out of her sight again. What would you think of that?
Love? No, ain't nothing lovely about that.
Sapphire, come here a minute. Hurry up.
George, is you sick?
I want you to know from now on that I is the master of this house. I is the lion tamer of this cage. And from now on, now wait a minute, honey. Now, wait a minute. Put that vase down, honey. Don't do that.
Ha, ha, ha. Silly boy.
Necessity, that most unnecessary thing, necessity. What throws the monkey racing? A fellow's good intention. That nasty old invention. Necessity.
My feet wanna dance in the sun. My head wants to rest in the shade. The Lord says go out and have fun.
But the landlord says your rent ain't paid. Necessity. It's plain to see. What a lovely old world this silly old world could be. But man, it's all in a mess. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. The jail would never been there except for folks who've been there. Well, how did I necessity. My feet wanna dance in the sun, my head wants to rest in the shade.
The Lord says, go out and have fun.
But the landlord says,
Your rent ain't paid.
Necessity, that's the maximum, that's a minimum thing to be. But man is all in a mess, I must confess. There's nothing more than less unless.
Brother Ender, it's that one word I've been telling you about, and that is
necessity.
Necessity.
Come in, Kingfish.
Yeah, hi, Kingfish. How did that lion tamer stuff come out with you?
Well, let me sit down here, boys. My head is still throbbing from being the master. Yeah, I'd like to see Clyde Beatty go in my house one.
Yeah.
Andy was telling me about this master stuff that you was going to try. Tell me this, Kingfish. What happened when you started that stuff? Well, you cracked me with a veer. Oh, I've been subconscious for the last 6 hours.
That'll do it, all right. What's your next move?
Well, boys, I've been thinking the thing over, so I went to my wife. I got her in the room, and I come up with my subconscious stuff. I say to her, I say, Sapphire, come here, I want to have a talk with you.
Yeah.
So we done had a heart-to-heart talk. We sit there on the side of the bed, and she herself is done worked out a plan.
Yeah?
Well, what is the plan, Kingfish?
Yeah, what is the plan?
She told me to go ahead for a few days, just like I was a single man, and see how I like that. She even told me to go ahead, call up some girl, take her out to supper. She said that might learn me to appreciate her. Well, I have heard of these marital vacations. Might be a good idea, and you care. Well, good luck to you. I'm going to get on home, take my wife to a picture show. So long.
So long, so long.
He's going to take his wife to a picture show. He ain't got no fight in him at all, is he?
Nah. Well, tell me this, Kingfish. What is you going to do about this marriage vacation?
Oh, I'm going to do exactly what my wife said do. I'm going to call up a girl. She told me to do it.
No, fool. Who are you going to call?
Yeah, I went down into the basement in my trunk, and I got out my little black book that I used to have, and here it is. Let's look in here. Wait a minute here now.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one right here. Ender, she is something. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember how she used to smile. One of the prettiest girls in town. Well, here I go, son. Oh, boy, this marital vacation is something, eh?
Yeah, maybe she got a friend. I could use a vacation, too, you know.
Yeah. Oh, this is the best idea stuff I ever had.
Hello?
Could I, speak to Trixie?
Speak to who?
Trixie.
Trixie. Oh, yes. Hey, Mama.
That's all. I got to hang this thing up here.
Yeah, well, what happened, Kingfish? Who answered the phone?
Her baby. Yeah, but, Brother Andy, as long as I got a marriage vacation, I might as well enjoy it. Yeah, here's another gal in the book here. Look here, under the S's.
Yeah?
There's Cynthia. I'll dial that one, too. Here I go.
If her baby answers this one and it's a girl, find out how old she is.
Hello?
Hello, Cynthia.
Yes?
Cynthia, this is an old friend of yours, George Stevens.
George Stevens. George. Not stupid Stevens.
Yep, that's me. Yeah.
Well, for goodness sake. Yes, Stoop, I remember you with all that bushy hair. Do you still part your hair in the middle?
Yeah, but the part is about 4 inches wider now.
Well, I still remember the last time I saw you, Stoop. You took me home and we were standing on the porch, and the last thing you said to me was that you would phone me. That was 19 years ago.
Well, Cynthia, I've been awfully busy, honey. And the reason I phoned you is because I had something to ask you.
Well, what is it, Stoop?
How about me and you having supper together tonight just the way we used to?
The way we used to? I'm sorry, Stoop. I just can't afford it. Goodbye.
How'd you come out, Kingfish?
Oh, she done develop into a tightwad. That's what she is.
You gonna try some more?
Oh, this marriage vacation ain't nothing, Anna. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, listen, Kingfish, I've been thinking about your trouble, and I talked to a friend of mine. He told me the name of a man, Professor Hotchkiss. He say he really does a great job in straightening out married couples' trouble.
Jonah?
Yeah, I got his name. Here it is right here on this piece of paper. Say here, write to Professor John Hotchkiss. And there's the post office box in Harlem. And I put down there, your marriage trouble solved.
Ender, you give me an idea. Thank you, pal.
It's awful nice having you for supper tonight, Andy.
Well, thank you, Sapphire.
Yeah. Wonderful supper, too, honey.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Boy, there sure is a lot of happiness in this household.
Oh, yeah, it's been this way for 2-3 days, Andy.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, my bride here has been so sweet, I guess it kind of reflected in me.
Well, I learned one thing in the last few days, and that is to be a little tolerant to the one you married to. To just take him the way he is and try to apply the golden rule.
How'd you happen to find that out?
Well, I'm going to make a little confession and tell you a secret.
A secret?
A few nights ago, George, I went through the pockets of your trousers, and I found a note saying to write to Professor Hotchkiss to get advice on marriage trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote him, and he wrote me the advice. So that little piece of paper I found in your pocket is my secret.
Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. I put that note in my pants pocket when I went to bed that night because I knew you'd find it there.
I'm going to tell you both a secret.
What's that, Andy?
I is the one that wrote you that letter. I is Professor Hotchkiss.
Nicaragua is a beautiful town. You buy a hacienda for a few pesos down. You give it to the lady you are trying to win. But Papa doesn't let you come in. Nicaragua is a heavenly place. You ask a senorita for a legal embrace. She answers you caramba, scramba, bambolito. In Managua, Nicaragua, that's so. I have been to many tropic ports. Somebody could even broken. If you're ever feeling out of sorts, I'd like to recommend a look in Managua, Nicaragua. What a wonderful spot. There's coffee and bananas and a temperature hot. So take a trip in on a ship, go sailing away across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua, ole. Managua, Nicaragua is the town you'll adore. A kiss from Senorita has you pleading for more. Before you take a second one, you've got to propose. Her papa leads you out by the nose. Managua, Nicaragua is really the top. You buy a big sombrero from a neighborhood shop, and then the girls will follow you like in a parade. Because they want to walk in the shade. You can eat on enchiladas all the day long, provided that the stomach is especially strong. So take a trip and on a ship go sailing away. Across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua. Across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua.
United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Here is Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Steve Arden. Last Friday was Student Government Day, a day upon which the entire administration of the city is handed over to high school pupils who have been elected by their classmates. Well, ordinarily, our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, would have very little to do with this event.
But unfortunately, Miss Johnson, the civics teacher, took ill on Thursday, and our principal, Mr. Conklin, suggested that I take over her class. Of course, I didn't have to accept the assignment. I just figured that teaching is better than being totally unemployed. In some states, it's better. At any rate, I conducted Miss Johnson's civics class on Thursday, and on the subject, what would I do if I held public office, the class and I had quite a spirited discussion. And in view of later developments, I'm sorry I didn't listen. But Friday morning finally rolled around, and the entire student body and faculty gathered in the assembly hall to hear Mr. Conklin officially proclaim it Student Government Day. Mr. Boynton, my bashful biologist, was sitting in the front row. And accidentally, with the aid of 2 bloodhounds, I found myself sitting right next to him.
Oh, hello, Miss Brooks.
Why, Mr. Boynton, this is a surprise. To you, anyway.
I didn't see you sit down. I believe I left my notebook on that seat. It's just some lecture notes on the North American porcupine.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Boynton. I didn't even notice it. He must have pulled in his quills. Here you are.
Thanks. I'll just hold it in my lap.
Why don't we let the notebook have the seat and you could hold... No, not in school like that.
You know, Miss Brooks, something just occurred to me. We're always sitting next to each other in assembly. Fate seems to be throwing us together.
Compared to my throwing, fate is a sandlot pitcher. But perhaps you're right, Mr. Boynton. Maybe we should give fate a helping hand. I'm free for lunch today. How about you? Or would you rather ask me? Or am I being too subtle? Oh, darn that bell. I'll have to get him in the next round.
Students, faculty members, and honored guests. First of all, as your principal, I would like to announce that because this is Student Government Day, school will be suspended. Please, please, please. I sympathize with your disappointment. As you know, Student Government Day has been tried successfully in many other communities. And I have always been ready to experiment in any progressive plan to foster good citizenship. That is why you see before you on this platform our honored guest, Mayor Remsen. Now, Mayor Remsen, would you care to say a few words?
Of course not. He only brought those 9 pages along to put his gum in.
Thank you, Mr. Conklin, for your generous introduction. As I look out upon this ocean of young, eager, intelligent faces, a tide of emotion swells up in me.
I'm getting a little seasick myself.
And as I think of the glorious future which this community can look forward to at the hands of these youths, I am deeply touched. I have always been well informed on the affairs of young people.
He ought to be. He's kissed so many babies you can't see his tie for the pablum.
And so it is with considerable pride that I now inaugurate for the first time in this community Student Government Day. Therefore, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce to you your duly elected mayor, Miss Harriet Conklin.
You may applaud now.
Thank you. My constituents, friends, and Mayor Remsen, I intend to show this community something new and different by making my term of office a clean and honest administration.
Well, now...
We will not tolerate graft and corruption.
We know.
Thank you, Harriet Conklin.
As Miss Brooks said in our civics class yesterday, the racketeers must go, no matter what politician is protecting them.
Oh, that Miss Brooks certainly is a card.
That will be all, Harriet.
Did you really say that in civics class?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Mayor Remsen, allow me to apologize for my daughter's enthusiasm. She was obviously referring to the aims of city government in general, without realizing that those aims have already been attained in our community.
Gosh. And now, it is my extreme pleasure to introduce the student who has been elected your chief of police, Walter Denton.
Thank you, friends. As your incumbent police chief, I cannot re-emphasize too forcefully the remarks Miss Brooks made in civics class yesterday. To wit, every crook and grafter who has been mulching the city treasury of funds has got...
Thank you, Chief of Police Walter Denton.
I haven't finished my speech.
Oh, yes, you have, Denton.
But Mr. Conklin, as Miss Brooks said just yesterday...
This is not a symposium on the memoirs of Miss Brooks. Or maybe it is. Miss Brooks, you here?
No, I couldn't make it today.
What's that? Oh, there you are. Before we go any further, isn't there something you'd like to say?
Yes, sir. Is there a doctor in the house? You sent for me, Mr. Conklin?
Yes, Miss Brooks, I did. In spite of my abject apologies, Mayor Remsen left here in a very ugly mood. Now, Miss Brooks, just what happened in civics class yesterday?
Well, we had an open discussion, and somebody opened it wider than I realized. But we only discussed corrupt city administrations in general, Mr. Conklin. We made no specific mention of Mayor Remsen's corrupt administration.
Never mind what you mean. Thanks to you, we've got a band of young malcontents on our hands. Why, not 5 minutes ago, a student delegation was in here demanding a 3-day school week. And that's not all. They also informed me that they would like a 4-hour day, starting from the moment they leave home till the moment they arrive back there. And portal to portal.
Next thing you know, they'll be wanting time and a half for leaving the room.
There's no telling how far this thing can go. They've got the whip hand. They're in public office today. Student Government Day indeed. Whoever thought up that crack-brained idea ought to have his head examined.
Bend over, Mr. Conklin.
What?
It was your idea.
Oh, well, don't change the subject. There's no telling As I was saying, there's no telling what that student reform party is capable of doing. Miss Brooks, it's up to you to see that they stay out of mischief.
But, Mr. Conklin, you said this was a holiday, and I've got a very important lunch date to make.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Brooks. You've got to chaperone those students.
But, Mr. Conklin...
Dismissed,
But,
Miss Brooks. I said fall out. On the double.
Aye, sir. Fine way to spend a holiday, chaperoning a bunch of... What am I running about? I'm halfway down the hall. Oh, that's funny. I stopped right outside Mr. Boynton's biology lab. Well, I might as well go in now that I'm here.
Oh, hello, Miss Brooks. Say, I hope Mr. Conklin wasn't too severe with you.
Not at all, Mr. Boynton. How are you at setting bones? And speaking of lunch, which you weren't, the date we almost had but didn't quite because you didn't get around to asking me, and which I was going to talk you into, but which I would have had to cancel because Mr. Conklin wants me to chaperone the students who are acting as government officials today.
Oh, just a minute, Miss Brooks. I can't quite follow you.
Me either, Mr. Boynton. I suppose I'm trying to apologize for standing you up.
When?
Today.
You were supposed to have lunch with me today?
How nice of you to ask me. Shall we say those front steps in 15 minutes?
Oh, but...
I just want to powder my nose and fix up a bit.
But you said something about chaperoning the...
Oh, that can wait till after lunch. See you in a little while, Mr. Boynton. I wonder if I'm playing too hard to get. Now, if I can just avoid Her Honor the Mayor and Walter Denton.
Walter, there's Miss Brooks. Hiya, Miss Brooks. We've been looking for you.
I've been lurking from you, too.
Miss Brooks, as mayor of this community, I feel that I have you to thank for many of my high ideals.
Me too, Miss Brooks. When you stood up in civics class yesterday with a kind of glowing, luminous light emanating from your skull and your chalk poised in front of the blackboard, you know who you reminded me of?
Joan of Arc at the Battle of the Erasers.
Look
Kit. I promised Mr. Conklin I'd chaperone you today, but I
Miss Brooks. We're really going to clean up this town.
You have no idea what's going on in this town, Miss Brooks. If you'll just stick with us, we'll show you graft and corruption, infamy and greed.
I'd rather have Mr. Boynton show me spaghetti and meatballs. Now, if you'll just keep quiet about it, I'll meet Mr. Boynton for lunch.
Lunch? But what about the ideas of decent, honest government that you had yesterday?
Yeah, and don't you want to be in it to kill?
Who are we killing?
I'm afraid we'll have to take an executive action, Walter.
Right. Miss Brooks, I assume you still believe in obedience to duly elected authority?
Of course I do, Walter.
Then, as chief of police, I hereby appoint you deputy sheriff. For the rest of the day, Miss Brooks, you'll take orders from me.
But, Walter...
Silence?
Oui, mon capitaine.
Here, with this badge, I hereby make you a deputy sheriff.
Look, Walter, to you I'm a deputy sheriff, and to Harriet I'm a deputy sheriff. But to a deputy sheriff, am I a deputy sheriff? You'd better pull over, Walter.
Why, Miss Brooks? Oh, the siren. No, that's on our car. I put it on this morning.
I don't want to see insubordinate, Chief, but just where are we going?
To the Jackpot Amusement Company's warehouse.
We've been watching the place for weeks, Miss Brooks, in preparation for today. And we've seen truckloads of slot machines delivered there.
Slot machines?
Sure. The kind they put in the back of candy stores where little school kids can spend their lunch money in a futile effort to get rich quick.
You know, where you pull a lever and try to hit as many bumpers as possible.
Oh, the game I play in my car.
Bad. It's the one-armed bandits that keep the kids broke. Oh, they're all fixed.
Fixed?
Sure. If a machine pays back more than 5 cents on the dollar, they break its arm.
Here we are, the Jackpot Amusement Company.
What are we going to do here?
We're going to raid the place.
We three?
No, there's another bunch of kids coming any minute. You see, the fire commissioner had to go home and change his pants. He tore him sliding down the pole at the firehouse. Well, are you all ready, men?
Speaking for some of us men, no.
Now, when I blow my police whistle, we'll charge.
Sorry, I don't have an account here.
Let's go.
I'm with you, Walter.
Oh, now, Walter, Harriet, listen. Let's go to a movie.
Open up in the name of the law. Are you going to open up, or do we have to break it in?
Walter, please.
Stand in back of Miss Brooks, Harriet.
Oh, fine. Now they're going to use me for a battering ram.
What's going on out here?
Trick or treat.
What's that?
Are you one of the employees of the Jackpot Amusement Company?
What if I am?
You're under arrest.
What?
Miss Brooks, you're a deputy sheriff. Arrest this man.
Pull over to the curb, bud.
Look, lady, I'm a busy man. Why don't you just take your kids over to the playground and shove them down a sharp slide? Now, beat it.
Oh, resisting arrest, eh? This may go hard with you, my good man.
What's going on here? Who blew the police whistle?
I did. Officer, arrest this man.
What did he do? You try to get fresh with you, lady.
No, and that's the story of my life.
And what do you want him arrested for?
Yours not to reason why. As your chief of police, I gave an order. Your duty is to obey.
How does that go again, Sonny?
You heard him, officer. As mayor, I decree that you arrest this individual.
Now, let me get this straight. You're the mayor, and he's the chief of police. Ah. Who are you, lady?
I'm Joan of Arc, and stop breathing on my armor.
I do not wish to be rude, but I have to go in now. You see, I am Little Miss Muffet, and I have to go sit on my tuffet for a while.
This is your last chance, officer. Arrest that man in there, or tomorrow you'll be pounding a beat in a swamp.
Oh, pounding a beat in a swamp, is it?
Do you realize this is insubordination?
Oh, insubordination, is it?
You've just got to arrest that man.
Oh, arrest that man, is it?
This is getting monotonous, was it?
Look, folks, why don't you all run along and we'll forget about the whole thing?
Oh, that settles it. Miss Brooks, arrest this policeman.
Arrest this policeman, is it?
Now, don't start that again. Will you go quietly, or do I have to use the bracelet?
Take it easy, lady. We'll settle this in a minute.
That doesn't frighten anybody. I got one of those, too.
Good for you, Sonny.
Some people don't seem to be familiar with the Constitution of the United States, which says, we, the people of the United States of America,
that matter, the
in order to
Declaration
form a
of
more
Independence,
perfect union, establish justice.
Little Jack Horner sat in the corner eating his Christmas pie. He stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum, and along came the Black Mariah. Guard! Oh, guard!
That's no use, Miss Brooks. He won't even listen to us.
Let me call him. After all, I'm still mayor.
Fine mayor. She's been in office 6 hours and the whole administration's up the river.
Much your fault as mine. You and your police whistle.
Now, don't start bickering, children. Maybe if we behave ourselves, they'll make us trustees. Hello out there. Oh, guard. Jailer. Turnkey.
Shut up!
My, what ill-bred screws.
Yes, Mrs. Denton, I'll call you the minute I hear from Walter. Goodbye. Imagine that, Martha. Mrs. Denton wanted me to call the police department. How would they know where her son Walter is? I can't understand it, Martha.
You can't understand what, Osgood?
That's the 5th parent who's called me up to ask why her child hasn't come home for dinner yet. You'd think they'd keep track of their children and not suddenly discover at 7 o'clock that they haven't come home for dinner yet. By the way, where's Harriet?
She hasn't come home for dinner yet.
What? Well, don't just stand there. Do something. Call Miss Brooks. I put the children in her charge. Call the police. The Bureau of Missing Persons. Get the district attorney. Contact the mayor. Find out if there's somebody else. Why don't they... Well, maybe you could get hold of them. But I don't know what you're just standing there for. I'm here. I'm trying to bring you Why don't you do something? Get going.
Osgood. Sometimes you sound like a walrus caught in a turkey staff. I did call Miss Brooks. Mrs. Davis says she wasn't home yet. Poor woman. She's had dinner on since 6. She's terribly worried about her stewed tomatoes.
Please stop sniveling about Mrs. Davis's tomatoes. We've got our own tomato to worry about.
Please, dear, calm down a little. Here, have some fruit. It's very good for the nerves.
I don't want any fruit. Oh, that's probably Harriet now. I'll answer it. I must lose my temper. I must be calm. Hello?
Osgood. You're talking in a banana.
No wonder with the house all cluttered up with fruit bowls. Hello? That you, Harriet?
No, Osgood. This is Margaret Davis.
Oh.
I just had a call from Miss Brooks.
You have?
Yes, Osgood. Harriet, Walter Denton, and several of the other students are with her.
Oh, thank heaven. Tell me, Margaret, where are the children and Miss Brooks?
They're in jail, Osgood.
Fine. You see, Martha, I told you there was nothing to worry about. Miss Brooks and the children are all in jail. Martha, take this phone out of my hands and put back the banana.
The prisoners, young fella. You may talk with them, but don't try to pass anything through the bar.
Oh, thank you.
Where's Mr. Boynton?
Hi, Mr. Boynton. We've been framed.
About that luncheon date, I don't think I can make it.
What is all this, Miss Brooks?
Haven't you heard? We're celebrating Student Convict Day.
We were only doing our duty as public servants, but Mayor Remsen must have forgotten to notify any of the other authorities.
Yeah, we raided some racketeers, and the next thing we knew, we were in the pie wagon.
Well, they have no right to hold you here. Oh, officer. Officer.
What is it now?
Why, there's been a mistake. Please open this cell and let these people out of here.
Oh, let these people out of here, is it?
Well, yes, it just happens that I've had quite a bit of legal training in addition to my biological background, and I can tell you that you have no legal basis upon which to hold them any longer.
Good for you, Mr. Boynton.
That's telling him, Mr. B.
And furthermore, I'm sure you don't want to get into any trouble.
Oh, I don't I?
Tell him you'll have him pounding a beet in the swamp.
If you persist in this belligerent attitude, you're liable to be pounding a beet in a swamp.
That's done it.
I knew you'd see it my way.
At last, Mr. Boynton, just you and I and the children.
Absurd. I don't belong in this cell.
Now, behave yourself, or I'll put you in solitary.
Oh, there you are, Connie.
Oh, it's Mrs. Davis.
I would have been here sooner, but I just had to stop at the mass meeting.
What mass meeting, Mrs. Davis?
Oh, Mr. Boynton is with you. How nice.
Please, Mrs. Davis, we've got to get out of here now. If you'll only...
Everybody in town was there, Connie. And I told them what you said to me on the phone about Student Government Day being run all wrong.
Good for you, Mrs. Davis. Now maybe we'll get some action.
Where's the Brooks cell?
The line forms on your left.
I also told those parents how you said that if you had been running Student Government Day instead of Mr. Conklin, there wouldn't have been so much dunderheaded bumbling.
Bumbling?
Oh, hello, Osgood. We were just talking about you.
Anybody want to buy a used teacher's license?
Well, I guess I'll be running along. Now that Mr. Conklin's here, I'm sure there's nothing further to worry about.
Miss Brooks, how could you Why did you have to... When were you...
Oh, please, Mr. Conklin, remember your blood pressure.
It wasn't Miss Brooks' fault, Daddy. Don't blame her.
And you, Harriet, in prison. How could you do this to me? My own flesh and blood.
You've got his blood, Harriet. You better watch your pressure, too.
Quiet, gentlemen. Miss Brooks, my painful duty to inform you that you are under suspension for conduct unbecoming a teacher. Have you anything to say in your own defense?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like a new trial.
On what ground?
On the grounds that I'm not doing so well in this one.
We'll discuss that at the proper time. Meanwhile, you children remain here in Mr. Boynton's charge until I can arrange to have... Mr. Boynton?
Hello, Mr. Conklin.
What in the world are you doing here?
I'm just visiting, Mr. Conklin.
One of those guests you just can't get rid of.
Well, we'll see all about this. I'm going straight to Mayor Remsen's office. I'll handle this matter personally.
But what'll I do in the meantime?
With a little luck, 30 days.
You've done a lot for me, H.J., but I can't understand why we're dumping this slot machine deal.
Because it's too hot, Mayor. Besides, our cut ain't big enough. Also, the people are up in arms.
The people? What do they know about it?
Ed, I'm surprised at you. What do my initials stand for? H.J., Honest Jim. I'm the people's friend, Ed, and we got an election coming up. We can't afford to let the people get upset, or the first thing you know, they'll start thinking for themselves. And then where are we?
Okay, Jim, okay. I'll have the jackpot company get rid of those machines right away.
No, I've got a better idea. Ed, you're going to make yourself a hero with every parent in this community.
Huh?
You're going to let the kids do this job, the kids who were elected to public office for this one day.
Wonderful, Jim, wonderful. I'll call all my department heads, and I'll tell them the students holding office that I have complete authority.
Fine, Ed. It's democracy in action. That's what it is.
Yes, sir, democracy in action. And Mayor Remsen is solidly behind it. Until after election.
Which one of you is Mayor Harriet Conklin?
I am.
Step out, please. Now, which one of you is Chief of Police Denton?
Oh, that's me.
Come on out. I've had orders to release the both of you.
Oh, but what about Miss Brooks and myself?
Sorry, my orders didn't say anything about you two.
But I insist that you release them immediately.
Quiet, Walter. Orders are orders.
Once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, in spite of everything, Walter and Harriet got us out of jail promptly. And that wasn't the only thing Student Government Day accomplished. The racketeers left town almost immediately. In fact, the very next day, Walter took me out to the jackpot warehouse for a last look at the place.
Pretty deserted now, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Walter. Let's go in and see if they've cleaned out the slot machine.
I'm going to look around in back, Miss Brooks.
Go ahead, Walter. Hey, here's one of those nickel machines. What a racket. Naturally. 2 lemons and an anchovy. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Crime does not pay.
Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, was produced and directed by Larry Burns, written by Arthur Alsberg and Al Lewis, with the music of Lud Bluskin. Mr. Conklin was played by Gail Gordon. This program came to you from the Frankfurt studios of the American Forces Network Europe and was prepared for rebroadcast over this network by specialist Ed Barron.
The Raleigh Cigarette Program from Hollywood, starring Red Skelton, with Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard and Wonderful Smith. The tobacco industry, like every trade, has its secrets. Facts known and used throughout the profession. And without exception, tobacco experts invariably select the more golden leaf when buying for quality. And that inside story proves conclusively that Raleigh cigarettes are definitely superior. See for yourself. Compare the open ends of a pack of Raleigh cigarettes with any other brand. You'll see instantly the tobacco in Raleigh's is unmistakably more golden in color. And by expert acknowledgement, these golden tobaccos are choicer, more expensive. But when you buy Raleigh's, you get not just one, but 31 of these finer tobaccos, each blending its distinctive seasoning qualities into one supreme flavor. There's the inside story, proof beyond a dispute that Raleigh cigarettes are unsurpassed in quality, in richness, smoothness, mildness. Raleigh's give you valuable coupons, too, redeemable for over 70 luxury premiums, including United States War savings stamps. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes have it. The proof that it pays in many ways to smoke Raleigh's. Raleigh cigarettes. And now we bring you Metro Goldwyn Mayer's newest young comedian, the star of our show, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Truman? Say, you did a great job on that commercial.
Well,
tonight.
thank you, Red.
Yes, sir. I never saw a more sincere Adam's apple in my life.
Well, Red, say, did you have a nice time over Easter?
Yeah, I saw you in the Easter parade, Truman.
Really?
In fact, you had everybody looking at you.
I did?
Yeah, boy, what an outfit. I've seen broken arms better dressed. No kidding, you look like a retreaded retread.
Well, say, Red, speaking of funny things, did you notice the hats the girls are wearing?
Yeah, you know, I saw one lady wearing a hat look like a hat wearing a hat.
The new spring fashions are really screwy, aren't they? The women's, I mean.
Yeah, you know, I know one woman here in Hollywood that cried her eyes out because her husband bought her a mink coat.
She cried because her husband bought her a mink coat?
Yeah.
Why?
Because her husband wouldn't buy her a pair of slacks to go with it.
Hiya, Red. Hi, Truman.
Hello, Harriet. How are you, Harriet?
I'm fine. Did you have fun on Easter, Red?
Oh, I'll say I did. You know, I put a great big chocolate Easter egg in my Paul Parrot's cage while he was asleep. See?
You did? What happened?
Well, when he woke up, he looked at the egg and said, "It's a lie."
I heard you talking about the Easter fashions, Red. Don't you think styles are a little extreme this year?
Extreme. Did you see the girl Bradley was with?
Oh, well, Bradley.
Now, wait just a minute. She was a very nice girl, Red.
Yeah?
What was wrong with her?
Well, her eyelashes were too long.
Too long?
Sure. Nobody else was scooping up things in front of them like a trolley car.
Well, Red, I thought you knew Beauty. She used to be a model.
No kidding.
I knew a model once.
You did, Ozzy?
Yes, she must have been an artist model.
Why? You mean she was a bit drawn?
No, she suffered from those Disney spells.
Say, Red, I like the hat your girl was wearing in the Easter parade.
Well, thanks, Harriet. You know, I buy all of her hats.
You do?
Yeah.
Wasn't that hard to do, buy a woman's hat?
Now, I figure if they look good on me, they'll look good on anybody. You know, I'm sorry I bought her that pancake hat, though.
Why, Red?
Every time I kiss her, the syrup keeps running down my... Say, Harriet, the Easter parade, was that a hat you were wearing?
Yes, why? Was it too wacky?
No, I like the way you could pull that lever and those clay pigeons shoot out.
Say, don't you like those new veils the girls are wearing?
No, I don't like them. I can't tell whether they're pretty girls or the kind that go for me.
Did you ever kiss a girl that was wearing a veil?
That I did. I did.
How was it?
Now I know what a salmon feels like.
I felt like a salmon once.
When was that, Ozzy?
Well, it was on my first job. I was stewed and canned the first day.
Did you get one of those victory suits for Easter, Red?
Yeah, boy, it's really some suit. No cuffs, no lapels, no pocket, no lining, anything. But next year, things are going to be different.
Well, that's good.
No, it isn't. Next year, just 12 buttons, no suit.
Somebody else is taking my place. Somebody else now here's your embrace. While I am trying to keep from crying, you go around with a smile on your face. Little you care for vows that you made. Little you care how much I have paid. My heart is aching. My heart is breaking. Somebody's taking my place.
somebody else is taking my place, sung by Ozzie Nelson, and very good, too. Tomorrow... Well, Wonderful Smith, you're late. Where you been?
Down to the hospital. My sister done had a brand new baby.
No kidding. What is it, a boy or a girl?
We don't know yet. They haven't put any clothes on it.
Yeah. So, you know, babies sure are cute and a good subject for tonight. So after everybody lights up a Raleigh cigarette, I'll try to show different things that happen to little babies. And first we have Bim, who's been tricked by Bo into taking care of her sister's baby for the night. Hello, Snuff.
Hello, Bo. I see you're wearing your new Easter suit.
Yeah, what makes you think it's an Easter suit?
You got egg stains all over the front of it.
Yeah.
Gee, it was nice of you to come over. What's that box you're holding?
Well, I heard you eat a lot of chocolate, see? So I bought you a box to keep 'em in.
Say, Bo, I hear you're running around with that Henny Youngman mob again.
Yeah, boy, and what a haul we made last night. 4 razor blades and 2 rubber bands that was around a stack of $10,000 bills.
Didn't they have no typewriters?
No, they got them buried at Fort Knox. Hey, what should we do tonight, huh?
Well, it's Tuesday, and I'm supposed to go to the Women's Ambulance and Defense Corps meeting.
Yeah, how you doing with that thing?
Not so good. I backed my ambulance over the captain and lost my stripes.
Uh-oh. Your sister's baby's waking up.
That's why I asked you to come over, Bo. Would you mind taking care of the baby for me tonight?
No.
Well, see you later.
Wait a minute. I don't... Oh, gee. Well, I guess I better take a look at him. Hello, Fatso. Gee, you sure a wrinkled little guy you are. Well, you look like an 8-pound prune. Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, I saw the lady go out. I thought the baby was alone.
Oh.
I just thought I'd mind the poor little thing.
Yeah, you been around children much?
We had 19 children in our family.
19 children in your one family?
Yeah, the stock was crazy. He thought he was a dive bomber.
Hey, well, who are you?
I'm the janitor.
Oh, yeah? Where's your broom?
Oh, I don't need one. When I come to a pile of dirt, I just kick it around till it gets lost.
Yeah, I wonder what's the matter with him. Say, maybe a warm bath would make him feel better, huh?
I'll fix the tub of water.
Okay, come on, little fella. You're going to get a bath. There we are.
Here's the tub.
Okay. Now, here you go, kid. Upsy daisy.
Oh, just look at him splash.
Yeah, he sure is splashing, ain't he? Say, maybe I better get out of the tub, huh? Say, come to think of it, maybe we ought to put some olive oil on the kid, too, huh?
Yeah, here's the bottle. Let's rub him down.
Okay.
Well, that's that. Now let's put the olives back in the bottle.
That's a fine place to lose your place on.
He sure is cute.
Yeah.
My, look at him. He's got his big toe in his mouth.
Yeah, what's so great about that? I can do the same thing. Don't believe me? Watch me. Well, what do you know? I bit me kneecap clean off. Now what's he crying for?
He's got to have his bottle.
What?
He's got to have his bottle.
That young? Hey, maybe we better dress him, huh?
Yeah, it's time for that infernal triangle.
Yeah, but I'll use this tablecloth. It's a little bigger. I can handle it better. Let's see. Now, here it goes. I tie this one over here, put this one up there, then I fold it like that, and then I bring it back around here, and... Oh, well, it's a warm night anyway.
You ain't going to give up, are you?
No, I'll do it right this time. Now, let's see. This up here, round like that, then pin it on his shirt. There, how's that?
Fine. But where's his legs?
That's funny. They were there a minute ago. Oh, well, he ain't going to do much walking anyhow. Then we have Clem. The baby situation is really giving him trouble. We find Clem on his way to the hospital to visit his brother's new baby. Well, here only you. my way to meet Daisy June at the hospital. You made me love you. We didn't want to do this. Gee, it's a beautiful day. The birds are singing, the bees are buzzing, and the P-38 Lockheed interceptors are zooming. Well, here's the hospital.
Hello, Clem.
Well, Daisy.
For over a week. What you been doing, Clem?
Well, this morning I was down behind the barn smoking corn nylon.
Corn nylon?
You can't get silk anymore, you know.
Well, what you doing here at the hospital, Clem?
Well, my brother's expecting his new baby today, you know.
Well, why should you come?
Well, my brother's working at Lockheed and he couldn't get off. So he asked me to come down and worry for him.
Well, now, that's mighty brotherly of you. But it sounds silly.
No, it ain't. I worry for him all the time. Once he broke his finger, and I suffered for him. It hurt him so bad one night I had to faint.
Well, he better stop working so hard. He'll kill himself.
Well, if he does, they'll probably bury me. Because nothing stops them Lockheed workers. Well, I guess I better start pacing the floor. The baby will be here any minute now. Gosh, I hope my brother gave me enough money to pay the hospital bill for the baby.
Well, how much is the baby going to cost?
Oh, the usual thing. 10 cents to cover the cost of wrapping and mailing.
Clem, take a peek through this glass window and see all them newborn bundles of joy.
Them bundles of joy? Gosh, they look just like babies, don't they?
What you doing, Clem? You got your face all screwed up.
Well, I'm trying to think of names for the baby. I've even made a list of 500 names. There's Denny, Chris, Bradley, Paul, David, Edward, Frank.
I know, but Clem, they're all boys' names. It might be a girl, you know.
It might?
Well, yes.
Well, no, that's darn inconsiderate after all the trouble I've gone.
Oh, Clem, you're just making a nervous wreck out of yourself.
You're telling me? This morning I took my waffle under my chin and I ate my napkin.
Clem, your carrying on is silly.
Well, I gotta do it. My brother would like it that way, you know.
Well, at least comb your hair.
No.
You look like a mop.
No.
Here, let me comb it.
No.
Well, that's a fine place to hide eggs.
Well, how about that? The Easter Bunny did come after all. What's keeping that baby in here?
Well, stop worrying about it.
Oh, this must be the doctor. Now, howdy, Doc.
Hello, Clem. Here to worry for your brother again, I see.
Yep, back again.
Well, tell me, how's the last baby?
Oh, he's fine. Here's a picture of him.
Yep. Nice-looking little fellow. Has such nice, fluffy blonde hair.
That's not blonde hair. His father's a beer blower, and the kid didn't have sense enough to duck. Say, is the new baby here yet?
Yes, here he is. Brand new.
Let me see him. Brand new? Why, he looks like 100. Bald-headed and ain't got no teeth.
Yes, Clem, and he has the strangest cry. Here, I'll show you.
Well, how about that? Lungs like the B-19.
Symphony Orchestra playing Jersey Bounce. And now Ozzie and Harriet join voices in a special serenade to Raleigh cigarette smokers.
You've heard about those Raleighs with the coupon on the back?
But now you get an extra kick from every single pack.
To help our daring fighters take the enemy into camp,
redeem your Raleigh coupons for war savings stamps.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you Raleigh cigarette smokers will find that right in tune with your own wishes. You can do yourselves and your country a great service by redeeming your more valuable than ever Raleigh coupons for United States war savings stamps. A special opportunity given Raleigh smokers to help secure freedom, the most priceless premium of all. And here's a suggestion to those of you who haven't yet tried Raleigh's. Next time, get Raleigh cigarettes. You'll enjoy their richness, mildness, the golden goodness of Raleigh's distinctive blend of finer tobaccos. And you'll enjoy saving those valuable Raleigh coupons, redeemable for over 70 luxury premiums, including United States war saving stamps. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, you'll find that today, more than ever before, it pays in many ways to smoke Raleigh's. The pack with a coupon on the back, Raleigh cigarettes.
And now getting back to the baby situation, we have a lady and her little boy. A new neighbor has just moved in next door with a little baby, and Junior has already become acquainted. So, Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean little kid.
Junior, stop swinging on that door.
Look, Mommy, I had to fly.
Don't be silly. You're not a fly.
Oh, no, then get me out of this fly paper there. I hear the fly, I hear the fly, I hear the fly. Hey, Mommy, would I have another piece of hard candy?
No, Junior, that candy is too hard. You break your teeth on it.
I already did. I'm down to me widow gums and going strong. If I can't have no more hard candy, how about some more animal crackers?
Why, I gave you a dozen animal crackers just before...
Yes, I know.
What did you do with them?
Pop sleeping with his mouth open.
Junior, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Boy, Pop sure knows some good words, don't he, Ma?
Oh, by the way, Junior, I saw you kissing that new baby next door. Promise me you won't anymore. It's unhealthy.
Okay, but you sure is cute, aren't you? Hey, Mommy, where did I come from? Did you find me in the cabbage?
No, in an apple.
Well, I wormed that out of you, didn't I, Ma?
There goes that baby. I can't understand her crying again.
Neither can I. I had her gagged pretty tight, too.
Why don't you go out and play?
Okay, I will bounce the ball.
Junior, where did you get that ball? I said, where did you get that ball?
Now, wait a minute. That's not getting nosy, Ma.
How would you like to get a whipping, Junior?
Since when is it optional, Mommy?
Junior, where did you get that ball?
Well, you know the little baby next door?
Yes.
Well, she gave it to me when she wasn't looking.
Well, you take it right back.
No, I want to keep it. It's worth a fortune. It's solid rubber.
Well, you can't keep it.
You let me keep it or I will tell.
You'll tell what?
I would tell everybody that you flirt with a waiter in a restaurant. That's so you can get 3 spoonfuls of sugar in your coffee. Yes, you do, boy, because every waiter in town calls you old granulated.
Now, you stop your prattling and take that ball back.
Okay. But first, I will bite a hole in it.
Junior, take that dirty ball out of your mouth.
Boy, I never do that again.
Oh, go away. Go take that ball back.
Here, Mommy, you take it back. Catch it.
Don't throw it. See? You broke the window. See?
It's the one we don't look out much anyway.
And what about the flies and mosquitoes? They'll all come in.
Yeah, it's okay. They get a load of me. They probably go right back out.
I've had enough of you for one day. You've been asking for this.
Oh, you hit me. Oh, you broke my widow nose. You broke my... You hit me.
I didn't hit you. I missed.
You want to try again for $2, Mom?
Now, look, you march yourself over there and take that little baby a present or something.
That's a good idea, Mommy. I would take him a mud pie.
Now, what would a little baby do with a mud pie?
Same as I do with it. Just slop up everything with it.
Look, Junior, you go take that rubber ball back to the little baby. She's right outside in her carriage.
Okay, but don't hit me. I will go. Oh, there's that little baby now. Hello, little baby. Are you glad to see me? She don't know me very well, does she, Boy, is he really a cute little baby. Boy, I wish I was her age and know what I know now. Where did you get that big bottle of milk? You're too little to drink all that by yourself. How about giving me a swig, huh? Here, now, let go of the bottle. Let go, I stuck it. Come on now. Take it out of your mouth. Yeah, you strong. You're not strong as me, though. Give me that bottle. I could answer that, but it would only lead to bloodshed. Now, you hold still while I drink this milk. Great A, but it's been cut. Look at that pretty little baby. I wonder if I could kiss her. Now, don't you cry, little baby, and I will sing you a pretty song. Should I kiss her, or should I shouldn't? Oh, Mommy, she's such a pippin'. If I do, I get a whippin'. I do that. Should I squeeze her, or ought I oughtn't? Oh, Mommy, her spell is grippin'. If I do, I get a whippin'. I do that. Now I should remember what my mommy said. Son, you gotta mind me. But when there's a cutie button round my head, she's never around to remind me. Should I kiss her, or ought I oughtn't? Oh, Mommy, I think I'm slippin'. If I do, I get a whippin'. I do that.
Nelson and the boys express their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Del King has some advice for you.
Pipe smokers, you're in for a real smoking discovery when you light on Sir Walter Raleigh. It's packed with a rich, nut-like flavor. Smooth, mild Sir Walter Raleigh is blended from extra choice burleys, cured and aged to the peak of mellowness from an extra measure of smoking pleasure. Never bite your tongue because its special crimp cut ensures cool, even burning with a more pleasing, fragrant aroma. Try the quality pipe tobacco of America tonight, Sir Walter Raleigh.
next week at the same time, Red Skelton, Oz Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, Wonderful Smith, and your announcer, Truman Bradley. Until next week, then.
This is Red Skelton saying goodbye now, and thanks for listening.
Red Skelton is heard on this program by arrangement with Metro Golden Mayer Studios. This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
It's new. It's amazing. It's Prell. P-R-E-L-L. Prell shampoo. Yes, Procter & Gamble's new Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. Prell brings you The Life of Raliegh. Prell, the shampoo that removes unsightly dandruff, leaves hair radiantly lovely, presents The Life of Raliegh with William Bendix as Raliegh. It takes very little to make Chester A. Raliegh happy. Right now, for instance, there's a blissful look on Riley's face as he toys with a few scraps of paper. Green paper. And Abraham Lincoln's picture is printed on each one.
35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and one more is 40. Yep. Yes, sir, Junior, there's $40 here.
Sure is a lot of money, isn't it, Pop?
Well, it's not so much for a man like me to have. But seeing that it's your dough, it's a bundle. Junior, how's about lending me $5, huh?
Well, gee, I'd like to, Pop, but honest, I need every cent.
Junior, I'm hurt. I never thought you'd turn out to be an ungrate. When you ask me for money, don't I always give it to you?
No.
No? How can you say that? Did you ever ask me for dough and go away empty-handed?
Not exactly. I've got a drawer full of your IOUs.
Well, that's better than money. Suppose the U.S. Treasury goes bankrupt. What good is your money? But those IOUs, remember, I'm behind them. Now, if you lend me $5 in United States money, I'll give you a $50 IOU, Junior.
Yeah, but I need this money for my vacation.
$40 for a vacation? Where you going, around the world?
I'm going to Pine Tree Lodge in Lake Arrowhead for 2 weeks.
Look, son, why pay for a vacation? Do what I did when I went to a summer resort. I got a job there.
A job?
Sure.
Well, gee, I never thought of that.
Sure, cost me very little for my vacation. I used my brain, and I got by on practically nothing. I once went to...
Riley, the sink's blocked again.
Well, in a minute, Peg. I'm just...
Pop says I ought to work at Pine Tree Lodge instead of paying.
Now, Riley.
I'm just giving him a little friendly tip about something that I'm an expert on. Believe me, it ain't every son who gets it straight from the horse's mouth.
Riley, will you please fix that sink?
Okay, I'm going. You think over what I said, Junior.
Gee, maybe I ought to get a job instead of paying. Pop says it worked okay with him.
That's what he says. Junior, before you decide, maybe I better tell you the whole story.
Why, what do you mean, Mom?
Well, your father used to be a shipping clerk at Hawkinson's department store in Brooklyn. I was secretary to young Hugo Hawkinson, the owner's son. That was before your father and I knew each other. Well, I remember one morning he and his friend Danny Greenberg were polishing furniture in the showroom.
And then, Riley, this Hugo Hawkinson that thinks he's such a big shot, he has the nerve to say to me, Hey, Riley, you listening? What are you staring at?
Look, Danny, there she is. Oh, Peggy Blocker. Ain't she beautiful?
Not bad.
What a gorgeous figure.
I've seen better.
What do you know? She's got a beautiful figure. I wish I had a figure like that.
Okay, so she's gorgeous. But you better forget it. After all, she's secretary to the great Hugo Hawkinson, the boss's son. You ain't in her league, pal.
Is that so? Well, for your information, I'm going to marry that girl. She won't be working for Hawkinson forever. Someday she'll be working for me.
Stop kidding yourself, Riley. You're too scared even to ask her for a date.
Don't worry. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity.
Hey, watch it, Riley. Here comes that Hugo.
Hey, any of you geniuses know how to fix a fan? There's a broken fan.
Just a minute, Mr. Hawkinson.
In the first place, I resent being called a genius. And in the second place, I'm a shipment clerk, not a mechanic. I ain't supposed to go around fixing things. Okay. Danny, maybe you can fix it. The fan's in Miss Barker's office. I'll do it. I'm a mechanic. Okay, then get going. I'll make it snappy. Yes, sir. Boy, now's my chance, Danny. Now I can ask her. How do I look, Danny? Is the crease of my overalls hanging straight? Huh? How does she look, he says. Riley, remember that Peggy dame is a frail girl. So walk into her office backwards and break your face to her slowly. You're just jealous. Well, here I go to fix that fan, and I'll bet I'll make her fall for me. Hand me that hammer.
Come in. Oh, hello. You're Chester, aren't you? You're here to fix the fan, aren't you? Well, it's right over here on the desk. Well, what's the matter, Chester? Is something wrong? Well, why are you moving your lips like that?
Oh, excuse me. I thought I was talking.
Well, is there something you're trying to say, Chester?
Well, you see, Miss Barker...
Oh, don't be so formal. Just call me Peggy.
Thank you, Peggy. You see, Miss Barker, I was thinking that if you won't think I'm too fresh, of course, we've never been introduced formal, but I thought if you weren't too... what I mean is, in other words, I was wondering, but seeing as how well, to come right out with it, I sort of hope that is, if you could... But if you can't, well, better luck next time.
Are you trying to ask me for a date?
Gee, you read my mind. You must be psychopathic.
I'll bet you say that to every girl.
Oh, no, you're the only one. Well, what do you think, Barker? Miss Peggy. Is it okay for tomorrow night, Saturday?
Oh, I'm sorry, Chester, but...
Sunday?
Well, no, I can't because...
Monday? Yes?
Well, no, you see...
Tuesday? Wednesday? Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
I can't.
Any other day in the week?
No, you see, Chester...
You don't have to explain. I can take a hint. You don't want to go out with me because I'm just a shipment clerk.
Why, no, I
Good
didn't...
enough for you. Well, if that's going to be your attitude, here's the hammer. Fix your own fan.
Chester! Oh, wait, now let me explain. I'd love to go out with you, but I'm getting a week's vacation starting tomorrow.
Oh, I see. Well, say, my week's vacation starts tomorrow, too. We could spend it together. I'd show you the town. Oh, boy, we'd have fun. Sunday, Coney Island. Monday, Ebbets Field. Tuesday, we could go out of town to Manhattan. and Wednesday...
I'm going to the country for my vacation.
Oh, where are you going?
Camp Kilcare in the Catskills.
Oh, right. Guess that's pretty expensive.
Oh, it's terribly expensive. $14.50 a week.
$14.50?
Of course, I'm getting the deluxe accommodations. Only 4 girls in a room.
Well, I hope you have a good time.
Thank you, Chester. And when I get back,
Well, Peggy, look what little Hugo got for you. I picked up your railroad ticket here. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Hugo. Well, there's 2 tickets here.
Yes, sir. One for you and one for your handsome boss. Ha, ha,
I didn't know you were going to Camp Kilcare, too.
I didn't either till I found out you were going. Oh, I'll show you a great time. Lots of moonlight there, you know. A moonlight and a roses. There's your hammer, Hutchinson. Fix your own fan.
Attention campers. Attention campers. The Camp Kilcare dining room is now open for lunch. Guests are not permitted in the dining room in their bathing suits. So before sitting down at your table, please take them off.
Hello? Oh, it's you, Bernice. Did our New York office send up any waiters? No? Well, what am I going to do? I got a dining room full of guests and only 3 waiters. I'll take anybody. Okay, call me later. Gotta get some waiters. Come in.
Pardon me, sir. They said I'd find the manager in the kitchen here.
You found him. What do you want?
Well, I hitchhiked up here from Brooklyn. I'm looking for a job.
Oh. Well, we've got plenty of fine jobs open here.
Oh, well, I just don't want any kind. I'm willing to be athletic director.
Athletic director, huh?
Yeah. I hear that girls like athletic directors, and there's
You want to be an athletic director? Well, let me look at you. Take your coat off.
Oh, sure. There.
Mm-hmm. Now turn around.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm very athletic. I'm sure I'm right for the job.
Well, you look strong.
Oh, I am. I can lift almost anything.
You can?
Yeah.
Let's see you lift that tray there.
Oh, that's a cinch. There, hardly weighs anything.
Well, let's make it heavier. Put those 6 plates on it.
Okay.
Now put that plate of bread on it.
Well, sure.
Now that pitcher of water.
There.
Heavy?
Nah, not at all.
Well, try carrying the tray with one hand.
Oh, like this?
Yes. Now I'll hang this napkin over your other arm.
Yeah. Now what do I do?
See if you can carry that soup to table 6 in the dining room.
Where's the cinch? You won't be sorry you picked me for this job. You couldn't find a better athletic director. Wait a minute. You want me to be a waiter?
You're a regular fox.
But my girl, she's stopping here. She'll see me. Not done telling you ain't making a waiter out of me. It's either athletic director or nothing.
Nothing.
What table do I wait on?
Now, Riley, I'm starting you off easy. These 12 tables are your station.
These 12?
Yeah. As soon as your guests come in, you start serving soup. Meantime, put the tray down on this little stand here.
Oh, yeah. Now what do I do?
Well, you just stand here and, I've got to get your white jacket. I'll be right back.
Some vacation. I should have stayed here.
You're a scream.
Did you hear the one about the...
No, look. Look who's here. It's Chester. Oh, Chester, I'm so glad to see you.
Hello, Miss Barker. Hiya, Mr. Hawkinson.
So, you followed me up here, huh, Riley? Couldn't keep away from your dear boys.
Well, when did you check in, Chester?
Oh, just a little while ago, but...
What table are you sitting at?
Well, I ain't sitting anywhere.
Why don't you sit at our table, number 6?
The manager won't like it.
What do you mean? You're a paying guest, aren't you? Make him like it.
Yeah, but you see...
Come on, Chester. Don't be stubborn. You don't sit with us, I'll be very angry.
Oh, no, don't be angry. I'll sit.
Boy, I'm starved.
Well, I wonder who our waiter is.
Yeah, I've been coming here for years, and there's one thing I've noticed. They got a very low-class type of waiters here.
You know, my roommate, Minnie, she says the waiters are terribly fresh.
Well, if I were the manager, I'd soon put a stop to that. I wouldn't let them talk to the guests.
Well, Chester, say something.
I ain't talking. I mean, well, a fella can be a waiter and be a nice guy, too. I mean, well, suppose I wanted to work here and they made me a waiter.
Oh, you could do better than that. Why, they'd probably make you athletic director.
Yeah, athletic director.
On the salaries they pay waiters here, only a moron would apply for the job.
I understand they changed the policy today. They're hiring a very intelligent type of waiter, and handsome, too.
Hey, here comes the manager. I'll find out what happened to our waiter.
Riley! What are you doing sitting at that table? Get up!
What? Just a minute, Mr. Johnson. You can't talk to Mr. Riley that way.
Yes, he can, Peggy.
He has a perfect right to sit here if he wants to.
Peggy, stop.
You can't yell at him like that. Who do you think you're talking to? One of your waiters? Look, Chester, don't stand there like that. Speak up.
What do you have, pea soup or vegetables?
Oh, Chester, you're the waiter.
You're a regular fox.
I hired him an hour ago.
You mean you're the waiter? He's the waiter! Well, don't stand there like a dope waiter. Bring us some food.
Yeah, snap into it, Riley. Serve the soup.
Oh, yes, sir. I got it right here.
Careful with that tray. Hold it tighter.
Yes, sir.
Higher.
Yes, sir.
Hold the tray in one hand.
Oh, yeah, one hand.
The left hand.
To the left hand.
Wait, put this white jacket on.
The white jacket. Oh, yes, sir. Right away. The white. Peggy, will you hold this tray a minute, please? I got to. Wait a minute.
clumsy oaf. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
You ruined my dress. Just look what you did. You spilled the soup all over it.
Well, don't cry, Peggy. I'll get you another portion.
Well, we'll bring you the second act of The Life of Riley in just a moment. And now, the glamour girl of 49.
I'm Tallulah, the tube of brown, and I've got a little something to tell. Your hair can be radiant, oh, so easy. All you gotta do is take me home and squeeze me. I'm Tallulah, the tube of brown, and I'll make your hair look swell. It'll shine, it'll glow, so dandruff-free. For radiant hair, get a hold of me. Tallulah, the tube of brown shampoo.
Yes, folks, your hair can be radiant, oh, so easy with Prell, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo. Because Prell leaves hair radiant the very first time you use it. Radiantly soft, radiantly smooth, radiantly shining. Radiantly clean, too, with no ugly dandruff. Because Prell removes such dandruff in as little as 3 minutes. Doctors' examinations prove it. Prove it for yourself. Try Prell shampoo. Before rejoining the Rileys, time out to remind all our friends that the hilarious new motion picture of The Life of Riley is now playing, or will play very soon, in your community. Starring William Bendix, this warm and funny movie is your chance to see all the Rileys, their friends, yes, and Digger Odell, too. See The Life of Riley if you like to laugh. And now back to The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley.
Gosh, Mom, I bet you were sore when Pop spilled soup all over you.
Oh, I was furious. I wouldn't speak to him.
What'd Pop do?
Oh, he was miserable. And then a couple of days later, the poor thing was telling his troubles to Ruby, the dishwasher in the hotel kitchen.
I don't know what to do, Ruby. She won't even talk to me. I'd do anything to get her to be friends again. Anything. I'm desperate.
Well, I don't know, kid. Let me think. Hey, maybe you should ask Gitchigoomi for help.
Gitchigoomi? Who's he?
An Indian fella. He helps lots of young people who are in love.
Oh, he does, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, where can I find this Indian? Where's his office?
Well, now, you know that big rock looking over the lake?
You mean what they call Lover's Leap?
Yeah, that's it. Well, Gitchigoomi's spirit's been hanging around that spot for more than 300 years.
Oh, he's dead.
Didn't you ever read that there legend on the bulletin board over in the social hall?
Oh, no, I never been in there. The help ain't allowed to mingle.
Yeah, I know, but I got in there once 10 years ago. One night I got so drunk they thought I was a guest. Well, anyway, according to this here legend now, this guy Gitchigoomi was nuts about a little Indian dame, Nokomis.
Just like my case.
And she was nuts about him, too. But then there was another Indian who was also making a play for the girl. A very nasty character.
Yeah, just like my case. Only I don't think Hugo Hawkinson is an Indian.
Well, anyway, when it began to look like the girl is falling for Gitchigoomi, this other guy gets sore, you see.
Yeah.
And he ties a rock around Gitchigoomi's neck, and he throws him off Lover's Leap into the lake.
Oh. Did he drown?
Well, I don't want to give a hasty opinion, but that was 300 years ago, and he still ain't come up. And ever since then, any lover asks for help, Gitchigoomi helps him.
You mean you can talk to this ghost like... God, go on. Only a dope would believe that.
Okay, so don't believe it.
But just for the sake of argument, let's say that I'm a dope.
I can go along with that.
And say that I believe that legend. How would I talk to Gitchigoomi?
Well, first you call to him. You know, you kind of start off with that Indian love call.
Oh, that's a lot of hooey.
Well, no, I don't know. I once asked this Gitchigoomi for help.
Huh?
I was nuts about this fella Adolf, you see, but he wouldn't
Oh, guy'd have to be a sap to fall for that bunk. I'm going for a walk.
Okay, so we don't believe it. But I'm positive if it wasn't for Gitchigoomi, I wouldn't be married to Adolf today.
Gitchigoomi. You should only drop dead.
Oh, gee, it's dark on this road. I can hardly see my hand in front of my face. Nothing could be darker than this.
Would you care to bet?
Who's that?
Don't be frightened. It is only I, Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker.
Well, Digger, what are you doing up here? You're the last person on earth I expected to meet.
I'm the last person most people expect to meet.
Are you on a vacation here?
Oh, no. Every summer I close up my business establishment and work here as a gardener. I'm very handy with a spade.
That's good exercise.
Oh, yes. It's fun to plant things and then watch them come up. It's a nice change. But tell me, friend, whither art thou bound at this unseemly hour?
Oh, I'm just walking to forget my troubles, Digger. You see, I'm in love with a certain girl, but she don't care for me.
Ah, the pangs of unrequited love.
Honest, Digger, I don't care whether I live or die.
Please, I'm on a vacation.
I'm so desperate, I'm even thinking of going to Lover's Leap and talking to Gitchigoomi. He's an Indian that died about 300 years ago.
300?
Yeah.
And you're going to talk to him? This I've got to see.
Well, he doesn't really talk. He's a spirit.
Oh, yes. Now I remember about this legend. Why not try it? Go to Gitchigoomi. Tell him your problem.
Sure. Why not? What have I got to lose? I'll go, Digger. I'll go to Lover's Leap right away.
Good. And by the way, if this 300-year-old Indian should actually appear, give him my card. I like his spirit. Well, cheerio. I'd better be shoveling on.
Oh, gee, Minnie, isn't it beautiful up here on Lover's Leap?
Personally, I could live without it.
Oh, look at all the stars in the sky.
Some stars. They've got much better ones on Flatbush Planetarium.
Minnie, are you having a good time at camp?
I should say not. In the circular it says, boys at Killcare are a dime a dozen. Personally, I haven't had 2 cents worth.
But, Minnie, the last 3 nights in a row you had dates.
Some dates. Musicians.
Oh, what's that? But there's something climbing up the hill. You think maybe it's a wildcat?
I should worry, as long as it's not a musician. Look, Peggy, it's that fellow Riley.
Shh, don't make any noise. He can't see us.
Oh, what's he doing? He's getting on his knees. Now he's looking over the edge of the rock. What's he up to?
Shh, he's saying something.
Gitchigoomi. Gitchigoomi. Oh, Gitchy. I am calling you.
He's crazy. Howling like a wolf.
Oh, no. It's the Indian legend.
Oh, Gitchigoomi, help me. I love a girl, but she don't love me. I spilled soup on her. Her name is Peggy. She's the most wonderful girl in the world. Please bring us together. You hear me, Gitchigoomi? I am calling you.
Oh, Minnie, would you mind?
Don't worry, I'm going. Have a good time. Pocahontas.
Oh, Gitchigoomi, please help me.
Chester.
Yes, Gitchigoomi, I'm listening.
Chester, it's me.
Peg, it's you. Oh, Gitchigoomi, thanks. Thanks for bringing it. Oh, it wasn't Gitchigoomi. You were here all the time. You heard what I said.
Yes.
You must think I'm an awful fool.
I think you're awful sweet.
You do? Honest?
Mm-hmm. Sit down, Chester, beside me.
Here?
Closer.
Here?
Much closer.
What are you going to do?
I'll show you. Here.
Oh, you kissed me. You know what that means? Now you'll have to marry me.
Riley's will return in just a minute. For hair that's groomed well, it's wonderful Prell, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo. Yes, Prell works wonders on your hair the very first time you use it, because Prell leaves hair more radiant than any soap shampoo. Soft and smooth, easy to manage. With Prell, there's no dulling soap film to dim the natural highlights of your hair. And Prell goes to work on embarrassing dandruff almost instantly. Removes it in as little as 3 minutes. Doctors' examinations proved it. Try Prell yourself. As Tallulah says,
I'm Tallulah, the tube of Prell, and I'll make your hair look swell. It'll shine and glow so dandruff-free. For radiant hair, get a hold of me. Tallulah, the tube of Prell shampoo.
Well, that's the story, Junior.
Oh, I got the sink straight.
So that's how you and Pop got together. He was a waiter at Camp Killcare.
Wait a minute, Peg.
Yes, and later we were married and lived happily ever after. And we only had one fight when you were born.
Now, wait, Peg, you mustn't.
About what, Mom?
Your father wanted me to name you Gitchigoomi.
Oh, Peg, you shouldn't have told him.
ever wonder why the United States has the world's highest standard of living? The answer is our economic system, producing more things for more people. Your well-being and mine depends on our understanding that system, keeping it working, improving it. Remember, the better we produce, the better we live. Procter & Gamble invites you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Raliegh with William Bendix as Raliegh. The new Life of Raliegh motion picture starring William Bendix is now being released nationally. Watch for it at your favorite theater. It's the year's big laugh movie. Tonight's script is by Reuben Shipp, Alan Litt-Scott, and Dick Powell. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow, Digger Odell is John Brown, direction by Mitchell Lindemann. The Life of Raliegh is produced by Irving Brecker. And remember, for more radiant hair free of unsightly dandruff, get the shampoo in the tube. P-R-E-L-L, Prell Shampoo.
Hi-ho, ivory snow. Wash your dishes with ivory snow. It's kind to hands and speedy too. Lovely hands mean a lovely you. Hi-ho, safe in snow. Wash your dishes in ivory snow.
Let your hands tell you why Ivory Snow is so wonderful for dishwashing. Wash your dishes with Ivory Snow as millions do. When you see how Ivory Snow pampers your hands, you'll know it's ideal. It's Ivory Mild, Ivory Pure, and it's granulated for speed. No soap made is faster for dishes or kinder to hands than Ivory Snow. Remember, it's Ivory Mild and granulated for efficiency. Yes, for speedier dishwashing, for snow-white hands, try wonderful Ivory Snow.
And this is Ken Niles reminding you to listen again next Friday when Procter & Gamble bring you a full hour of entertainment. First, Red Skelton, and then The Life of Raliegh.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.